All right. To move, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have UAC Berhad as our event sponsor. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Muhammad Hafiz, the Head of Building Solutions UAC Solid Panel Division, to deliver his product presentation and technical talk on construction rapid eco-friendly industrial building using UAC Solid Panel. So Mr. Hafiz, the floor is yours.
Also can. I usually this one. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss MC. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of you. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Hafiz. I'm graduated from UTFP. So basically, I'm civil engineer, but not really engineer. Because I've been UAC since my first day after my graduation until now. So I've been working with UAC almost 13 years, since 2011. So I've been working very closely with the architects, okay, instead of engineer. Because UAC Berhad, most of our products is architectural products. So that's a bit background about myself. So without further ado, I start with my presentations. Let me introduce the company first. So UAC, we have been established since 1963. Yeah? Okay, so we have been export over 60 countries. Actually, UAC, our core business, we are manufacturer of fiber cement boards. Okay, I believe most of you know very well what is a fiber cement boards, because some of these products has been become commodity products in the market, especially those last time, you know, it's used a lot for ceilings applications, and I think last time it widely used for roofing. You know, I think most of you know UAC last time as asbestos. Actually, the original name for UAC itu adalah United Asbestos Cement, but currently we have no more asbestos. As you know, because asbestos is, it's not good for health. It can cause probably, the sentiment from the Western country. They said because it can cause for cancer. So we change to fiber cement. Okay. So later I will explain more what is the fiber cement. So in terms of our market share, UAC 50% we do for local lah. We supply for local, and another 50% we do for our export. All right. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is a UAC factory which located at Tasik, Ipoh. As you can see, the towards to the right side is actually the Tasik Cement. Okay, it's Tasik Cement. So our factory is next to it. It's about 42 acres. So we have a workforce about 600, and 99% is a local. Okay, we are using a local people. So therefore, recently punya, wage punya increment announced by government, we are not really affected because we are using local people. Okay, and UAC under 100% under Bosted Group, 100%, and as you know, Bosted is owned now 100% by LTAT. So basically, UAC, we are part of the GLC company. All right. Okay, now we come to the products. So basically, UAC product, we have three main categories, which the first one is a flatboard series, which become commodity at this moment in the market. We call Superflex, Flexaboard and Vistaboard, which has been widely used for ceiling, and currently our market share mostly external lah, because now internal, the market share now for ceiling especially now people like to use gypsum board, probably due to the the punya price lah, So cement board ni is a bit expensive, and probably because of the punya density. Alright. So another one we have wood light series. This more on the wood replacement. Okay, we have a deco wood plank. Probably nanti we shared the the brochure inside our goodies bag. Nanti later you can have a look. We have a lot of product which for the wood replacement. The application is for as usual for ceiling, cladding, flooring, and for fascia board. So it's a lot of application that can be used. And today I would like to emphasize more on the IBS wall panel. We focus on the wall, which we have solid panel and solid wall. Solid panel is a precast system. Meanwhile, for solid wall is our cast in situ system. But today I would like to more introduce to you guys and present more further to elaborate more details on the solid panel. Okay. Okay, and to highlight here, UAC also this year we have a new product we call acrylic panel. Okay. The reason why we have acrylic panel in the market because later I will explain kita nak comply with the party wall application because for your information our current solid panel cannot be used as a party wall, so we have a new panel we call acrylic panel to comply with the party wall requirements. Later I will explain the reason why. This is a part of our awards and certifications. I believe nowadays we are talking about more on the ESG, so this is a part of our local and global awards. We are the Asian manufacturer of fiber cement boards that get the, this BBA, British Board Agreement certificate that entitle us to supply UAC product to UK market. Okay, and in Malaysia, of course, we have CIDB. And this another accreditation and certification that UAC have for green label. We are comply with My Hijau, Singapore Green Buildings product. We have up to 3 ticks, and we are moved to 4 ticks for the full score. And we have for Europe market, we have Institute of BUN, and the rest, as you can see, because we have Taiwan, we have Korea, because we have to fulfill the compliance of the respective countries. And then we have SIRIM. As you know, in Malaysia, we have a SIRIM. So others is like, CIDB, CREAM, and the rest, okay, as you can see. And to show this, some project reference here, on the left is actually we do for Rumah Melaka Finance House, whereby this state government, okay, they give some like financial institution those to the, especially B40, okay, to build their own house, to build the house at their own land. It's similar like if you know the Rumah Mesra Rakyat under SPMB. So what we usually do, we submit our proposal, our total housing solution drawings to the state government. Then once get approved, so they build up all over this one Melaka lah. They focus more on the Melaka. And the right hand side is our deco wood. It's part of our product, a wood replacement product, and in fact you can see the punya effect is quite similar like aluminium punya strip ceiling. But the advantage of cement board is water resistant lah, Actually, it's a lot of advantage. So one of it yang most prominent is the cement board is a water resistance. Okay, these are some of our prominent project in overseas. On the left hand side is a Taipei Nanshan Plaza, which are using our Vista board. It's a second highest tallest building in Taiwan. Okay, used for external wall. For internal wall. And the right hand side, actually we want to show you that our board is quite flexible. Okay, it can be bent and then it can be shaped like can get the ball shape. Because our 6mm board can be bent up to minimum radius is up to 2.5 meter radius. The 6mm board, okay, with the size 4x8 feet. Okay, these are the prominent project in overseas where we use our product. This is the TSMC, okay, one of the biggest semiconductor factory which is located in Taiwan. Okay, in Taiwan actually there are a lot using this cast in situ wall system, which is a solid wall. It's quite similar like drywall, but then the difference with drywall is they will cast the lightweight infill mix inside the wall, so it becomes solid. Okay. Okay, this the in Malaysia now is a current, I would say current, trend is data center. We have heavily involved a lot of data center in Malaysia, especially in Johor, Cyberjaya, and as well Bukit Jalil. Later I will explain the reason why, they are using UAC products for data center. And this come to the ESG. Okay, from 2019 up to 2024, we managed to reduce our carbon footprint 12.14%. Okay, so this report by Institute of Dewan, this is our part of our efforts lah, to promote on our environmental. And in fact, we have our ongoing current effort which we change, we add on our solar system, then in fact our boiler, we change to the natural gas, which we believe that in future we will be able to reduce the carbon footprint, and we target the equivalent is about, we plant about 100K plants, okay? That's the equivalent, the analogy. Okay, this one. This is our target because now UAC and NG, we are JV together. We do some improvement at our factory to reduce more on the carbon footprint, which we target to have like 100K trees, planted, and to reduce about 1,800 cars, all right? Okay, now come to this solid panel. So as I mentioned, because last time, fiber cement board used a lot for ceiling, especially for internal ceiling, but nowadays our market share has been lost. So what we do, we try to be, we become innovative. We are using our cement board and we use as a skin for our wall panel. Okay, this usually I call is a sandwich panel, or usually the technical terms we are refer to as a lightweight wall panel. Okay, this is the specification. At this moment, UAC, we are promote two thickness in the market. Okay, 75 and 100. And the width is 2 feet, 600 mm. And the height, we have three sizes, which are 2.4, 2.7, and 3 meter. Okay, later I explain why this thickness, why not go more than 100 mm. Okay. Okay, and the material itself consists, as mentioned, the skin we are using back our cement board, and we have polystyrene beads which used for construction material. It's a grade F. It's not like normal polystyrene which to bungkus makan ke that kind of material. Actually, it's for construction, and we have a lightweight concrete. Okay. Okay, they achieve both of the thickness achieve 2 hours fire rated. Density is about 700 kilogram per meter cube. So you put inside the water, they will float. Okay, and in terms of the weight, 475 is about 55. 300 is about 99 kilogram per piece. The per piece too based on the 3 meter height. Okay, and then in terms of the weight, for 300 is 120 kilogram per piece. Meanwhile, for 75 is about 99 kilogram per piece. Okay, sound insulations, maximum for 300 we can achieve up to 43. To give some comparison, brick wall with plastering, they can achieve up to 41. So much higher, much better. Okay, so if 39, 75 is quite comparable with the brick wall system. And we have also 4 hours fire rated, but they need to have a double wall with the 50 mm air gap. Okay, all this fire rated, we get the bomber certificate. Okay, some video to have clear better how they do the installations.
For the new generation of walls using the latest and best construction technology. The system is revolutionizing the way walls are built. UCO Solid Panel System is an industrialized building system, IBS, certified to the maximum score of 1.0 by the Construction Industry Development Board of Malaysia, CIDB. UCO Solid Panel System delivers benefits that surpass the conventional masonry without the disadvantages. Conventional masonry has many disadvantages. Labor-intensive and slow. Involves messy wet works, and a lack of skilled labor can result in internal finishing problems. Incurs expensive and time-consuming cleaning up of waste materials created by wet works. There are often delays with finishing. In contrast, the system speeds up the installation process by up to 3 times faster than masonry. UCO SOLIDPANEL panel is ready to be fixed. Good sound and thermal insulation. It reduces structural construction cost, being lightweight. Increases utilizable floor space. Reduced weight and thickness of the walls. Minimal mess at site improves cleanliness and enhances site safety. Simple jointing ensures a smooth finish. No rendering is required. The result is solid and consistent quality. Not only does the UCO SOLIDPANEL system provide the solidity and sense of security of conventional masonry walls, it also passes the stringent and demanding requirements of wall performance tests under BS 5234 Part 2, the sandbag impact test, door slab test, anchorage test, heat and rain test. The UCO SOLIDPANEL system delivers lower construction costs, quick and easy installation, a flat, smooth wall surface, solidity and resilience, reduced waste. Its smooth finish makes it ideal to use for landed residential houses, high-rise apartments and condominiums, as well as in commercial, industrial, institutional, and leisure properties. And being lightweight, it has the flexibility to accommodate all types of floor plans. The installation of the UCO SOLIDPANEL system is as follows. Plotting wall layout with the use of a laser marker or plumb line, transfer the marks onto the soffit. Fix top metal track to structural support and bottom metal track onto the floor using mechanical anchor bolt or approved equivalent fastener. Mark and cut the panels for installation. Move the panels into position. Tilt the panels to enable top tracks to slot into the cells. Mark the door and window opening to install door and window frame.
Install the panel.
Insert rebar for staggered panel installation method. Plumbing and electrical services can be easily installed where required. Patch with cement mortar after installation. All joints to be flush jointed with perforated paper tape and suitable jointing compound. For fixing with heavy anchorage, kindly refer to UAC's recommendations. When completed, the UCO SOLIDPANEL system can accept a wide range of finishes, such as wall claddings, wall coverings, paints, and tile-on application.
Okay, that's the background, a bit the installation method and the benefits of solid panels. So I recap again the installation. First of all, solid panel, it can be, actually usually it's a non-load bearing wall, okay? But up to certain extent, it can become a load bearing, especially for those single story bungalow house. Later I will show you some project reference. But now, typically it can be used as a non-load bearing to replace a brick wall. So what we need structure, obviously we need a structure. Okay, so what we do, we do a marking. Okay, and then we install our bottom track. The reason why we have this bottom track is we want to ensure that the wall, we have a perfect alignment and to ensure that they have a perfect leveling. Because usually, as you know, structure is not really that good. So that's why we need this bottom track. And followed by the second one, we have the top support. Usually we use this L angle because we want to conceal inside the wall. And definitely they will have the gap between the panel and the structure itself. Maximum we allow up to 25 mm, the gap. And the gap also we fill up with our cement adhesive. Okay, this is the angle to fix on the top part. And the position of this L angle actually in between the two joints of the two panels. Alright. And as you can see in the video as well, actually the panel can be easily cut at side. Okay, it's quite flexible using the right tools, which we always encourage to use this Makita saw. I call Makita saw a circular saw with diamond blade cutter. And then after that, we're moving the panel for the installation, and for the wall, which more than 3 meter, we will have a staggered installation method because our maximum height panel is about 3 meter. Okay. Okay, this is for example, the panel arrangement for T75, the maximum height they can go without any additional structure support or lintel or beam is up to 4 meter. For the vertical maximum, they can go 6 meter. So after 6 meter and after 4 meter, then we need the lintel and stiffener. Either it can be RC or it can be steel. But most of our project, usually they are using steel, okay, as a structure, lintel and stiffener. Likewise for brick wall, usually we are 3 meter by 3 meter. Okay, for T100, the difference is the height. Maximum height that we can go is 5 meter. Likewise, 75 just now is only 4 meter. This one we can go maximum up to 5 meter. Okay. Okay, and of course we have a UAC cement adhesive to be applied. And the panel itself, we have tongue and groove. Usually I panggil jantan betina lah. So, and after that, we join the panel together. I think this is very important. The crucial part for IBS, product with a lot of joints, is the cement, dia punya cement gum lah. And we are very focused on this area, on our R&D. That's why we always encourage, we put the mandatory to use our cement adhesive, okay, for the product. It cannot be used, any product that available in the market, okay. And then, okay, this is how flexible for solid panel to do the opening for lintel, door and window opening. We can use back the panel itself. Okay, as you can see in this picture, kan, we use the panel back, so we make it as a lintel, okay, for the door and window. Likewise, kalau normal brick wall, we need to cast, RC lintel, so it takes time, So this one is simple, and the right sequence on the right hand side punya gambar tu, the right sequence is if you have door frame, you install the door frame first. So before you put the lintel on top of it, so we can pour the cement mortar at the door frame, so the door frame becomes solid, become one body together with the panel. Okay. And this is how we do the electrical and plumbing. We can manual cut, or another method that we offer to the market is when we cast this panel at our factory, we get the conduit, the electrical conduit, only the electrical conduit we get from main contractor. To insert into our panel. So meaning to say the panel comes with the conduit. So this, electrical people, they just pull out the wire to put inside the conduit. Okay, that's another method. Okay, the main advantage of this panel, because we are using our cement board, that's where the main advantage as compared with the rest of panel that available in the market, whereby the surface is quite smooth. Okay. So what we do is we just treat the joint similar like we do a partition works, I call this a flush jointing treatment, only at the joint area. So after we do this treatment, then we can apply the finishes. For example, paint, and so on. But if for the wet area, usually we don't do this because we have, tiling. So just apply the cement adhesive for tiling, and just put the tile on direct to the wall panel without the flush joint. Okay. Okay, this is typically how we do a flush joint. Definitely when we join the panel, we will have the gap. Okay, the gap is very important because we want to create the expansion joint between the two panels. The gap is about 5 to 10 mm. So when we apply the cement gum, definitely the cement gum tu dia akan, ada terkeluar sedikit lah, from the panel. So what we do, the installer, they will pull out the, pull out the cement gum to fill up the gap. Okay, and then we apply the first layer of our UAC jointing compound. Okay, this is another important material that we always emphasize to use our products because they have some flexibility. alright, and then followed by the fiber mesh, or they can use a perforated paper tape. But my experience in Malaysia, people to use paper tape, they are very difficult to get the skilled workers to apply the paper tape. The installer in Malaysia, they more prefer to use the fiber mesh, okay, instead of paper tape. And then we followed by the second layer of jointing compound. So we let it cure, usually 4 to 6 hours, or usually they let it cure about a day. So followed by third layer. The third layer, okay, the width is about 250 mm lah. Okay, why the reason we put the standard width 150, 200, 250? Because okay, if they put, the width is less than that, we have a very big issue. When we apply the paint, so later on we can see like they have a waviness, like a wavy effect lah. So it's very important for the installers. This panel they will pull out wide. Okay, it's about 250. If can get 300, much better. Okay, if they pull a little bit wider, they can get like very seamless, like smooth surface, seamless joint. That's their punya trick lah actually. Okay. Okay, for the toilet area, what our requirements, definitely we need a kicker to avoid any case of water ponding. We don't want the water to seep through. Okay, and we apply waterproofing as per manufacturer of waterproofing instructions. Okay, it can be cementitious and it can be epoxy, but most of my project site they only apply cementitious waterproofing. Okay, this example, I think you guys familiar with this area, is in Petronas, in toilet, surau. Okay, and when we talking about anchorage, another common question that people will ask regarding the wall is on the anchorage. We do our R&D with this RAM set. Okay, for those anchor that below than 100 kilo, you can use a normal, wall plug. Normal wall plug, which I mean here is those plastic wall plug, below than 100 kilo. But above than 100 kilo, we will suggest to use those chemical or mechanical anchor. Okay, so like for example, like wash basin, that one usually we use normal plastic wall plug, and those DB board, especially for hospital, is quite heavy, more than 100 kilo. That one they use mechanical wall plug. Okay, this is some example for this wardrobe. This wall fan, this one use normal wall plug. Wash basin also we are using normal wall plug. For aircon compressor like this, probably 2.5 horsepower. This one we encourage to use a mechanical wall plug. Okay, those macam like ada butterfly itu kan. Okay, this another example for kitchen cabinet, wardrobe. Actually it can be hang onto the wall, but I have to make sure that the installers they are using the right material lah. Okay, because we always have bukan always, some complaints that we attend and we have this issue, we find out that usually the what they call the hole, they make it more bigger than the wall plug size. Okay, that's the common issues that we have. Okay, so by right they have to make the hole much smaller than wall plug, so the wall plug can bite the substrate inside the panel. Okay. This is another one, DB board. I mentioned just now. This one also use mechanical wall plug. OKU toilet actually can be can be hang onto the wall, no issue. Any points, you can fix to any points. Okay, this is the advantage of actually on the solid panel. First of all, we are use less labor workers, so I believe nowadays labours in Malaysia also is getting higher expensive with the current punya regulation, minimum punya wages, which apply to these foreign workers as well. I think it will give a big impact to the construction industry. Okay, so this is a good time for the industry to move to the material that use less labor intensive. Okay, we allow the fast track construction. Okay, durable, impact resistant, strong anchorage capacity. Okay, fire resistant up to 4 hours, and the material also good in terms of thermal and the sound because of we have those EPS, the polystyrene beads. Okay, it's very good products for thermal and for these sound insulations. And IBS factor, we have a factor 1, full score. Okay, this is the typically site condition if you're using this panel because it's dry construction. Okay, we try to minimum our site wastages because housekeeping is one of the item that is a hidden cost lah. I call it hidden cost for project site, and we can promote clean environment lah. This also relate to the ESG for the construction. And extra usable space. That's the reason why we promote T100 is our maximum thickness and T75 because we want to have extra usable space. So as this comparison, we can get up to 9% because nowadays developers especially they are looking for space because when they hand over the project to the homeowners, these homeowners tend to have ID works and so on. So when ID takes place, it takes another space. So that's why nowadays they prefer to use a thin wall. So when ID takes place, at least the punya usable space is still there lah. Okay. There's another way. Tapi always I facing challenge from the architect because you want to seamless with your structure. Usually your structure is about 150, So my wall is about 100. So you tends to have this king call or listing the terms. So usually I always encourage, I promote to the architect those common area we flush it, and those bedroom area we have those king or court lah because that one can cover by wardrobe and so on. Okay. Okay, this is another point to show the extra usable space too because our panel no need plaster, no need skim coat. So for those riser area, we can close as much as possible to the riser area, so you can get more space for your corridor, for example. Okay, because for brick wall you need to plaster, so you need to have certain offset. Okay, and this is a part of certification and our test report. For fire rated, we have a BS 476, sound insulation, ISO, same goes to the thermal insulation, and performance test, and we also go for load bearing. As mentioned, to the certain extent, this panel can be used as a load bearing. Okay, and in fact, now we are going to penetrate into Singapore. Singapore, they have a lot of stringent requirements. They have a toxicity test, water absorption test. What else? I think there's a lot of tests. So, alhamdulillah, this year we managed to comply all the tests. So we are going to get our COC to supply to Singapore, right? Some green building score index. Okay, we have the points for that. If asking me, I don't know how to calculate, but I know we have the points. Okay, for the GBI. And IBS factor 1 because it's under prefabricated wall panels. This is our impact cert from CIDB. And I would like to highlight here, I think most of you probably know about this. So for private projects, I think KPKT has, issued this letter and it's put mandatory that IBS for the private project more than 50 million, okay, more than 50 million, and they have a gross floor area, I can't remember, must have 70 IBS score points, the 70%. Last time mandatory only for government. Now they put the mandatory for private. So I think this one you have to, when you submit the BP, the building plan, they must have that 70 points. Okay, just to share this information. But usually for wall, it's only contribute 20%. And I think the most is from the structure. Structure is about 50%. Okay, this is our fire rating certificate. Okay, the only issues that we have, if you can see this, okay, in this certificate, it cannot be used as a party wall. The reason why party wall ni, because the bylaw, I think I've been, sit in the committee members to change this, this clause. But then, unfortunately, until now we cannot. So we decide to adapt. Okay. So the reason why, because in the bylaw they mentioned it must be masonry or RC. Because our material is not that fall into that category. In terms of thickness we have, for residential, minimum thickness, they allow 100 mm. In terms of fire rating we have, but then in terms of the material itself, it must be RC or masonry. That's the reason, because our material is not under that category. Okay? And then wall performance test, we test at TUV, BS 5234, and we pick the 75 mm, the thinnest wall that we have, and we go for the severe duty. Okay? This is a part of the test. We have the full test report. Okay? And this is a load bearing capacity test. Okay? At CRIM, CIDB lab, CRIM. Okay, this dia punya the pictures how they do the test, because they put the load on top of wall panel without the structure. So the load that we apply is about 259 kilonewton, which is about 25 ton load. We want to, the analogy is we want to have like the roof load on top of our wall, to the wall. Okay, this is some comparison. In terms of the weight, we are about the same with this block wall in the market. But in terms of productivity, we managed to achieve 30 meters square per man per day, because we don't have any plaster, we don't have any skim coat. And the sound insulation is about 43 for the T100. Fire resistant 2 hours and can be up to 4 hours, but need to have a double wall. Okay. And for the electrical services, it can be manual or can be pre-insert during our production process. Okay, surface appearance is a smooth surface, and flexibility of relocation, it can be reused, it can be replaced, because we have a lot of project, especially for mall, for the mall, when they complete the wall, so they hand over to their punya tenants. The tenants tends to do the renovations. So for wall panel, when they cut, they can get up to 50%. They can be like block size, so they can use back to build a new wall. Okay, so that's how we can be. I mean, the wall panel can be reused, but the cut too must be nice, Okay. Okay, now we come to industrial project, because actually when I have this title, I pun don't know how to share on this, industrial. But just to share the experience, okay, why they choose this panel to put into the industrial projects. Okay, these are some of the project that we supplied. We have a bridge data center in Sedenak, Princeton Digital, YTL Green Data Center, and some warehouse, Gamuda factory. When they set up their factory in Banting, Gamuda IBS, so we supply our panel to build their factory. Okay, and Shopee warehouse in Bukit Raja and ALP warehouse. Okay, now comes to these pictures, Gamuda IBS, and you can see the Shopee warehouse. I think first requirements of this industrial, most of the wall is high wall. Okay, as you can see, it's really high. Our record is about 12 meter to 15 meter. So as you can see, the advantage of this panel, you just imagine if you want to plaster or you want to skim on the high wall, I think it's quite tedious. That's one of the reason. And in fact, for this high wall, definitely we need another structure support. And as mentioned just now, our T100, they can go maximum 5 meter. So at least they can reduce the numbers of the additional structure support. Okay. So after this stage, they can apply the paint. Okay. Okay, there's another one, is Top Glove. So we did approach this Top Glove during COVID. We know they are the one making money. They are the one yang boleh operate. So we approached them. So yeah, yes, it's true, they are spending during that time. So they want to have a fast track construction. Okay, then in fact, we are also using their license as a supply chain effect to operate our factory. Okay, there's another one, ALP. Also, as you can see, is high wall. But this client, they decided they want to reduce the wastage. They make it the stiffener, the structure to 3 meter by 3 meter. Because our panel size is, the height is 3 meter and the width is 600 mm. So they want to reduce the wastage, so they make it as 3 meter by 3 meter. This is subject to client punya requirements. Okay. Okay, this is a bridge data center. Okay, it's another one. It's also high wall, and the project need to be completed within a year. Because I pernah baca one article, this data center with the size of 5 megawatt, I think their revenue is about USD 600k per month. Okay, that's their revenue. So basically, they really need to complete the job very fast. So when they can complete very fast, so they can operate, so they can get money. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, another one is Princeton Digital. Okay, data center. Actually, it's quite straight wall. It's a high wall. A lot of lintel and stiffener. Later, I share the challenge part. Okay, this one YTL. As you can see, the left hand side is a block wall, gambarnya. Okay, the right hand side is our panel. So as you can see, our panel is ready to be painted lah. Meanwhile, for the block, need to apply another scheme. Okay, this for renovation in Cyberjaya also can be applied for those renovation works. Okay, so without much disturbance because it's a still under dry construction, and they want to have 2 hours fire rated, and definitely data center ni consume a lot of energy. So especially electrical and water. So the reason they are using this panel, one of the reason because of the thermal insulation. Okay, the energy loss. And then the second part, because it's lightweight, just to imagine to install those high wall, definitely they need to have a lightweight material. So I would say it's installer friendly. Likewise, kalau those heavier panel is quite difficult lah, to do the installation. Can be done, but it take times. Okay. Okay. The challenge part for this data center is definitely they are looking, fast track project. And the second one is because they use a lot of stiffener and lintel, and the challenge our part is the termination joint. Okay, so actually UAC we have developed the details for the termination joint between the panels and the steel structure lah, for example, because steel is quite sensitive. So we have a epoxy product, that we are using to promote in the market. But unfortunately, most of this project they are not using. So we have a very big issue, those termination joint with the steel structure, because they tends to because the project they like to have a seamless joint, those are seamless joints. So what we do is we asking the clients if they can consider to use our cement board. So what we do is we use our cement board, our deco wood, because we have strip size board, so we cover the steel structure, and then after that we flush it with our panel. And I would say it's not 100% solution, but it minimizes the issues. Okay. That's our typical that we submit to the clients because I believe not only UAC we have this issue. I believe others product also we have, because especially those termination joint is very crucial and very important because steel structure they tends to expand and contract. So this is very important. We need to have some material that quite flexible, and have higher elasticity to take all this contraction and expansion. Okay. Another challenge is because our panel is straight, so somehow the installer for this steel structure, dia ada a bit sengit, is the punya alignment a bit lari, so we have that difficulties as well. So the coordination work is very important at site. Okay. That's the the challenge that I can share to you yang I remember lah. Okay. Okay, now we come to the other project reference, residential, medium to the high-end apartment. We have this YTL, Fanel, Farah. I think in the Wangsa Maju there, in the Beverly Group, the developers, Farah, Lexa, and recently is Altris. Okay, Antara Genting, Orient Resident. I think this one ongoing dekat Bukit Bintang. Puncak 7 Shah Alam, Excellent Suites in Raja Chulan. I think we have many projects on the high-rise. The advantage of this project of high-rise, using our panel, usually we combine with a shear wall. Okay, those load bearing, they are using shear wall, and those non-load bearing, they are using our panel. Okay, so the main advantage or the most feedback, the good feedback that I get from developers why they are using our panel, because it's lightweight, so they can reduce their structural cost. For example, YTL funnel, you just imagine YTL, they can use their concrete, their ready-mix concrete to use as a shear wall, but then they want to reduce their structural cost, so they manage to get up to 12% the structural cost with the lightweight, panel or lightweight material. And then, in fact, I think they have a problem last time with midfield, whereby they use all the shear wall, so they didn't allow any flexibility for the homeowners to do the renovations. Okay, that's another big issue that they have. So they are using those, non-load bearing lightweight, so easy for the homeowners if they want to use. If they want to do renovations, and because they have a dual key, so dual key ni, as you know, kalau they want to get more space, they can dismantle the wall. Okay, that's the reason they are using this panel. Okay. This for example, okay, YTL panel, as you can see the progress, they are using tunnel formwork system. Okay, so we followed very close the progress to the structure progress, but actually by construction by law, actually it's not right. Actually we have to leave it about 2 floors. Okay, tapi this is the progress, how it looks like. Okay, how they do is, okay, they install the tunnel formwork system first. So those, another direction I call X and Y. So another direction, they are applied wall panel. And in fact, you can see some of the riser area, they are using this panel, so they can get more space. Okay, this RK80 Bukit Jalil, this project UAC as a design and build contractor. Okay, so we do for this 2,000, we built this 2,000 unit in Bukit Jalil. Okay, ni antara Genting kondominium, Genting Highland. Okay, Akasa Ceras South, this one under Hapsing. And Oring Resident is our ongoing project now in Bukit Bintang, I think at the back of Star Hill. Okay, Lexa Resident, and this in Penang, Urban Suite in Penang. Okay, and landed house. Okay, we have also YTL, some SP Setia project. Okay, Legacy 2 Puchong and double story house in Terengganu. Okay, so the house looks like most of this project they are using for internal, for landed. Okay, we at this moment we only have one that used for internal and external. Okay, for external, we recommend to apply full render. To have a full render for external. Okay, for internal we can apply a normal flush joint, but for external to apply the full render system. Okay, this just completed this project. It's actually a low cost project. The developer sell is about 150,000 je. It's actually a double story. Okay, in Kuala Ketil, Kedah. Okay, this project they are using internal and external. Actually, because we save this project lah. Okay, developer they have an issue. You can see in this picture, they are using some sort like precast system, but they have an issue there. So they ask us to continue lah. Okay, because in East Coast usually they have a like boutique development. It's about 10 units, 15 units, that kind of developments. So we supply a lot to this kind of project, especially at the East Coast. Terengganu dengan Kelantan. Okay, and okay, for this project, a single story bungalow type, actually this PPRT under Kementerian Kemajuan Desa dan Wilayah. Okay, for this project, our panel become load bearing. Tu I cakap tadi, some extent our panel we can design as load bearing. Okay, and the house area, the build up area is about 660 square feet, and the cost is only 66,000. And another one, Melaka Finance House projects. Okay, some of video. Okay, average this project, contractor they are able to complete this project within 1.5 months. Okay, 1.5 months. As compared with conventional, usually it will take about 3 to 4 months to complete it. They are using solid panel for internal and external, and in fact the tabletop they are also using solid panel. Okay. Okay, there's another one, Lembaga Perumahan Melaka. Okay. And the Felda second generation house, actually banyak. We supply now plenty of project, the state government and federal government project. Because the reason they are using this IBS, especially government, they promote IBS products, obviously. And the second one because it's fast track construction, so contractors they're able to finish within a month. Actually, profit in terms of profit and compare with conventional is almost the same, but the timeline though, if they divided by 1 month and 3 months, so they think that profit is more reasonable lah, as compared divided by into the 3 months. Okay. This another one, rumah similar like PPRT, but that one under Yayasan Perak for the Perak state government. Okay, after we do all this project, so we have a good so-called demand, especially when people want to build their private own house, private project. Actually, those promote all this project is the contractor, those build the the rumah PPRT, all that project. So they have also their own private project. So they promote to tuan rumah to use this panel system to build their, their private bungalow house. Especially those kampung area, they have their own land. Okay, this is another one example. Okay, so commercial projects also we have Roy Chulan Cerating and Forest City Golf Hotel. Because now Forest City they have their own IBS. Before that, we are the one supply our panel. So now they are using all their IBS, their own IBS. Okay, and Menara Bostador. Okay, and this some of commercial in Sabah. We have Water Chalet, MBO City Mas, IOI City Mall, the phase 2. Okay, this IOI City Mall, actually internal wall, the new wing, all using panel. But now they do a lot of ID works. We really cannot see lah. Okay. Okay, probably Menara Bostador, Mutiara Damansara, Roy Chulan Cerating. Okay, and this our ongoing project on top of TRX Mall. We call a Kimpton Hotel under land lease. So now because for this project, they requires higher STC 55 because it's a hotel. So what we propose is we need to have another drywall system, which we put this stone wool. So we combine together and we do the test. So we get this one is a 55, the STC. Okay, the NBO, but NBO definitely they requires much higher sound insulation, but then they have their own cladding products. Okay, KKYM Towers, okay, some McDonald's, and now CLQ Workers Quarters. We do for plantations. Okay, that's how it looks like. And this one Workers Quarters for quarters pekerja. And we have also a lot of this project whereby they have their own land. They want to build their rumah sewa, their rented house. So they build like this. So the house can complete within 3 months. So they can rent out. So they can get the money. Okay. Okay, that's one. Okay, modular construction. UAC we are not modular construction. We are not modular supplier. But then we work closely with all these modular construction player. We supply our panel as part of their components. Okay, this one of example when they built this workers quarters for Petronas Pengerang at Pengerang, Rapid Pengerang. Okay, they built like container design. So we supply our panel as a wall component. So they transfer at site become 2 stack like that. So they like a resort though. Now they open as a resort. Okay, there's another one in the complex Pengerang itself. Okay, and Petronas nowadays when they want to build their petrol station, they use a modular construction. Okay, this is a tiny home. We have our sample house dekat USIM Nilai, because this program we collaborate with our customers and we do a training program with those university students. Okay, some project reference, you can see some school project. Actually, we have a lot of school projects. Okay, hospital. Okay, hospital also can be used. Okay, because hospital, I think the most crucial part is dia punya M&E lah. Okay, the complexity of the M&E. Okay, so that's the reason why they are using panel, because the panel can be cut, you know, so the electrical can be easily fixed to the, to penetrate through into the wall. Okay, some army camp quarters. Okay, we supplied for MINDEF project. Okay, and perimeter fencing, especially for our retail, because we supply through our distributors. So our distributors, they keep, you know, stock because of this project lah, macam ya, all this fencing, those private house. Ini this one we want to penetrate into KTMB. Okay, they want to build the, you know, the fencing, but their main requirement is actually anti-vandalism. Okay, so dia tak nak orang senang untuk robohkan the wall lah. So they do some tests, you know. Okay, and innovative application can be used as coping. Those wastage panel, you know, can be used as coping, window coping, you know. So actually the right hand side tu rumah PPRT, but when they put the window coping, the house looks like a bit premium, you know. Without the coping, dia macam, you know, it's like really a low cost kan. And fin wall. Okay, nowadays I also receive a lot of inquiries. Those people want to do a fin wall, but definitely for this one, dia ada special design lah. Okay. Okay, this is another one example. And some overseas project. Okay, this is some of overseas project. But this overseas project, actually what UAC do, we supply our board. We didn't supply our panel. We supply our board. So in that respective country, they build wall panel similar like UAC. We share our technology lah. Okay. Alright. In UK, Taiwan, all these are using our UAC board. UAC board. Because for us to export our panel, it's quite a bulky size. In terms of logistic wise too, it's very expensive. Because per container they cannot fit too much. You know, so we just supply our board. Okay, and in fact we believe in the human capital development, because if you have a good product without the good workmanship, you will have a big issue. Okay, so what we do, we collaborate with all these so-called this TVET, okay, and we have all this program. Okay, we teach them instead of you do a brick wall, you do a panel. So we target that in future we will have ready workforce, you know, ready skilled workforce to install all this panel, and hopefully one day this panel can become a commodity similar like brick wall lah. That's my objective. Okay, and in fact we do a lot of program like this. We put the actual, you know, real site program, so the student have a good exposure. Okay, this is accurate, a little bit on the accurate. Okay, this accurate, the difference is we put the BRC inside. Okay, you can see no more our fiber cement board skin, is a BRC inside with the called aerated concrete. Okay. The mixture of sand, cement, organic fill and additive. Okay, in terms of density is a little bit higher, 900 kg per meter cube, as compared with panel now is about 700 kg per meter cube, because there's no more EPS. So the reason why we have this accurate, because we want to comply with party wall. So we focus on the party wall. We want to complement the product each other. Okay. And this accurate we have get the bomber cert. Kita dah dapat bomber cert and allow us to apply for party wall lah. And in terms of thickness, we have 10125. Therefore, for party wall commercial building, we cannot go, because commercial they need 225. Because 225, if you make it as panel, it's not installer friendly, because it will be heavier. You know, it's difficult to install. So that's the reason we go up to 125. We focus on the residential. Alright. And this panel also can be used as load bearing. Okay. For the wall. Okay, this is the certificate attest report that we have from Bomber to comply on the party wall. Okay. So and in fact STC also we have 50, kita dah test. Okay, so party wall, they need the STC must be 50, yeah. Okay, so we have that. Okay, we already tested. Okay, in conclusion, basically for this wall panel, IBS wall panel, lightweight wall panel from UAC, you have high quality wall finishing. It's a fast track, definitely it's a fast track. Okay, it's a lightweight. So lightweight ni you can get your saving in terms of your structural cost, and the installer also easy to do the installation, less labor intensive, improve your site cleanness. End of the day, the wall must be strong, solid and durable lah, Because when I bring visitors, mana-mana visitors lah, tengok wall first dia akan ketuk dulu. Itu standard dia ketuk dulu. So when they knock, they rasa solid, then okay lah. Because I believe kita still have a problem with drywall, our mentality. So I think some of our country that have moved to drywall kan. So drywall ni when you knock, it's hollow, so the people think it's not safe, it's like a cheap wall. So that kind of mentality lah. So that's why we still promote on the solid infill. Okay, that's all from me. I hope my sharing session here, I tak tahu lah whether sharing session ke, jual session ke. I hope it's benefit to you all. So kalau ada further inquiry whatsoever, you can contact us lah. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hafiz, for the very informative session. All right. Hello, welcome back, everyone. Okay, so our next speaker is architect Alice Leong, which is an accomplished architect and interior designer with expertise in sustainability and green living spaces. So today she will share insights on the integration of industrialized building system, IBS, and artificial intelligence, AI, in future architecture. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming architect Alice on stage. Right?
We are still in the morning. Good morning to everyone. Some of you may know me, so thank you to MC for short introductions about me. Thank you so much. And it is my honor to be invited to be having a talks in PAM. Just came back from India. They also invited me to speak in the International Women's Architects Platform. It's a conference. So in that sessions, they have a lot of topics around. So there I also share, but not relate to IBS, but I'm sharing on the artificial intelligence, AI, and also for the futures architects. But it's a very short talk, so 20 minutes. It's not much I can share much about what I wish to share with our own profession. I think a lot of people know about you have heard about IBS, you heard about AI, you heard about IT, but what is really will be the impact that we don't really haven't explored about it. And a lot of people are fears that this AI coming very, very soon. And especially you see that Elon Musk has invented something, and then in China also they have a lot of this kind of things slowly replacing some of the industries and some of the jobs from certain groups of people. So that is the fear that people will ask that, what about our field as an architecture? I'm sure that you saw some of the advertisement either in Facebook or other medias that people say, even offerings that we can do free design for you, but these people are not the architects. And they say, we can do free design for you, we can do free drawings for you, and then they come up with certain things. So then a lot of people, especially our own industry, especially we, the architects, look at it, and some of even offer that we can do interior design. So if you are an interior design, you felt that threatenings, right? So your part of cakes, whatever, has been taken by people. So these are the things. So I'm going to slowly relate how we come about this. All this while, before pandemics, we heard green buildings, smart home systems, everything, you know. So all this while, we've been talking smart buildings. Until today, we are still talking about that. Because when we go through the hard times of the 3 years of pandemics, right, people are starting getting alert, very alert of what actually the space, the buildings, the habitable area that we use must be upgrading. Actually, when these things like a pandemic is coming, right, actually it's a good change in my opinion. It's a very, very good change. It changed humans' behavior. If you look back the history of 100 years ago, there is also a pandemic wiping all the world out, and a lot of people are what. So from that particular experience, you can see that human civilization also changed. Means they're more concerned on the, you know, waters, cleaners, everything at that moment. But when come to our time, it's actually, to me, it's an experience that you learn how to actually to become a survivor through this pandemics. So successfully, I think we are still very survivor. Smart buildings, as you can see on the screen. So it actually uses advanced technology to monitor aircon buildings. So in another word, is also we call it a green buildings, a sustainable building. Like this building, you can go to the ground floor later. If you pass by, you saw the reception tables there. There is one big LED screen like a TV. So actually that one is a real-time player. Display the real times of how your buildings perform. So green building is having this one of the requirement, but it's not mandatory. It's under the innovations point. So actually it's good, because while you always rely to the building control manual system, whatever, then you only the fellow who sit inside knowing what is going on. But when you have a display real-time things like that, it's actually show 24 hours, minutes by minutes. They record down how your buildings means your energy usage, your water usage, electrical, everything, which these are the things that actually create a main bulk of money of your utility bills. So from there on, you can monitor. At the same time, it's also equally to educate people. So when it comes to industrial building system, IBS, it's not a new thing as well, but it offered, you know, fast forward and also cost savings system. So then we come to the artificial intelligence ready. So it is different with the IT. IT is all this while we've been using, like, you know, your computers, whatever it is, but AI is more intelligent. That's why it's called artificial intelligence. Why? Because why humans are scared of it? Because now they can actually, it's a machine that actually stimulate to behave like humans, you know. They are very smart, they learn things faster than all of us, and they can solve problems, and they can remember everything. The memory is much better than humans. And sometimes they can even give you some opinions. So even they can do translations, like the most famous one, everybody know, when ChatGPT is out, everybody's excited at the same time, you're scared. And when you have a ChatGPT, other country, they name it other things, it's the same thing. So they will respond to you. And I tried it myself, I downloaded one. To me, it's not so intelligent yet, but it's proven. They will give you the programs or whatever answer has been programming in to tell you that the question you ask, they will answer to you. So we go slowly by slowly. So smart buildings, we know already. And this is what we are focusing on. As I said, I look at it, it's more like a green building, a more sustainable and more intelligent building that helps us to actually monitor and also control the entire building in a very comfort zone, and also at the same time provide the data and also helping to cut down a lot of unnecessary things. Unnecessary things means that things will create discomfort to humans, and also at the same time they are able to help us to do the cost saving, because you have cut down the electricities, you cut down the energy efficiencies. That's why it offered you a cost saving. So collecting data is definitely a yes ready for a smart building, because you need that to monitor. Then it's again the proof of your performance. So from day by day, week by week, month by month, you know that your system, which one has been failed you. So of course, like heating, cooling, lighting, plumbing, access control, and security inwards, these are quite normal. You are not just applying in commercial building, but also in residential. It's amazing. If you go around, you go to certain countries, it's amazing. Now it's not that just applied in your home or in your house. They are everywhere now. Even the cars they actually bought, and the car itself actually can speak. They can actually monitor your face, how your reactions. Because I was actually in one of the car, my trip to China, attending some of the conference. And after that, the organizers, they brought whatever it is, a group of us go out to have a sightseeing. And suddenly, the car was talking to the guys who drive. They said, "Master, please focus on your driving." So it's like, because we're all sitting behind, we can't see what's the driver's reaction. So suddenly we are very upset. Why you are doing that, you know? So you see, that is how advanced thing has been going. Definitely China is go far, far, far way beyond. I've been few other places, in few other cities. They are competing each others, which of the different cities, and they wanted to target by next year or whatever year, they wanted to be the top list among their own country districts. So therefore, they also have, later I will show the picture, things that sounds pretty scary. Pretty scary, why? That is always come back to the humans, how we take things and, you know, to move on. So as usual, you see that smart buildings, the main component is, of course, the IoT. You will not be not familiar because like all this, these past few years, our government policy also push for smart city, from green building to smart cities, smart home. Then after that, they come back to IoT. Then now they're talking about the low carbon emissions, everything. So all this actually, then ESG, of course. So all this actually, to me, is still back to belongs to the smart buildings or smart city, because you need these kind of components like IoT, predict analysis, open standard of the architectures, and you know the intelligent building management system. Of course, sustainable buildings, actions in the intelligence, and also smarter securities. So all these are either you apply in the one building or many building, then it become a small community. A community slowly it become small little satellite cities and all this. So it's all talking about a full facilities that can facilitate the whole buildings or the small community or the cities to be function. So this thing you can see that is a very fast forward trend, especially after, you know, when we suffer through the pandemics. Actually whole world are doing that because humans started to realize that what has been done previously and what the place that you live is actually not sustainable. It's not smart enough. That's why people suffer. Especially people staying in high-rise building, then you realize that I can't go out. You know, the space of moving is very limited. And for people who have a landed properties as well, it's slightly better, but then they have another problem as well. Because they suddenly realize that, especially like us architects, I believe you feel the same. When you cook in a house like a few weeks, a month, how do you feel about the house you stay, the home that you call home? Is it comfortable for you? Did you on your aircon like 24/7? So that's telling you the answers, right? Why you need to on the aircon for such. Then suddenly the electric bills came. You're shocked by the numbers, the figures. So at the end you paid for the TNB's bill, which is very, very expensive. And the kind of money you pay, actually you can save it up and go travel somewhere for yourself, right? So see, so that is a thing that we as an architect, we train to know a lot of things. We are not just doing design, but when we design, we have to be very, very sensitive and observative enough of what's going on, especially our surrounding. And most importantly is that not just see and observe, but also have to be feel like one. Then only you know that this particular buildings or whatever projects you handle, you'll be very sensitive to not just design, but also in terms of selections of the material. To me, a very successful architect, right, is your building really performs so well, functionality and practicality, it don't fail you. Your clients don't come back to you and ask you to come back, like, you know, come back to this again, again, again. We do not have times, you know. So that's why when you finish, done. They won't come back and call you because of this kind of problem. They will come back to call you because they will offer you another new project. That is the one that we want. See? So IBS system, I think Hafiz has explained it very well. The whole session, I think he's done it very well. So, but this is not a new system as well. It's been around us even before pandemics, right? And that's the reason that in Malaysia, compared with many other countries, Malaysia is not that fast to actually adopt things like that because of like what Hafiz said, the mentalities. Because of the fears, I think the mentality is also equal to your fear. You have no confidence, you doubt on this, and therefore you dare not actually dare to try to use for it. Actually, why we are ended in such a mentality? Because of lacking knowing the details of the knowledge. So we learn. So he shared, I don't think he has shared. There's a lot more. So that's why you can actually call him wherever to understand even more about that. You know, it's a very good system. Actually, it offers that very fast because nowadays everything required you to do is actually today I want it, actually yesterday I want it. So it's truly impossible things, you know. We know that when we do design, so much thing is not just design concept, whatever it is. We have so much thing to think of, you know. So people are not in our shoes. They thought that your job only very simple. Yeah, I have clients actually talk to me like that. I was like, okay. So, but you know, in order to do that, you see, if one person can say like that, I'm sure people beyond or not in our professions, right, they will think the same. You're just drawing, you know, a line, you know, nothing to think about it. What take you so long to draw one drawings, right? That's a lot of things because we are not just drawing. Like, back to the fundamental, every single line, it means something. We cannot simply write something, simply spec something, because anything happens, we will still again bear the responsibilities. That's why it became a very famous quote for me to tell everybody that, you know, architects, right, we are very responsible and liability for everything because we give you the CCC. So now I change a little bit. You know, the CCC is like equals to, I guarantee and warranty you for the rest of your life, you know. I say your parents, your siblings, your husbands and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend also don't promise you that, right? So we do. We shall guarantee and warranty you a liability for you for the rest of our life. See? So yeah, they was like, oh, suddenly their thoughts, you know, they think about that. True enough, you know. So the different things that we have pushed from the conventional way and the IBS way is definitely different. You can see that at the middle part, the reason why you need the IBS system is also everything to me, everything is come from design base. Everything need to be do is during design, we have to incorporate everything. So I think architecture and structures is always come together. So it's not a problem. But the main bulk is actually the M&E. I think Hafiz faced the same thing. M&E. So no matter how a system can be improved, but I think we need to improve from the M&E side. M and the E, mechanical and electrical, is so much things. You are not talking about the aircon, but you're also talking about electricity, lightings, everything. So if you want everything to be, you know, done everything and, you know, bring to the site to assemble it, it has to be planned much earlier. So this part is the part that actually in our industry need to be improved. We don't, because it's become a very conventional or, you know, still in this kind of pace after pandemic, they are still behaving the same, that things later. So I witnessed myself that using BIM, then after putting everything inside, you found out that the M&E item is always either hanging in the middle of nothing, or they will come in and, you know, a lot of things will be happens in such a way, you know. Then only they will sit down like, oh yeah, let's think about it. Then after that, they have no place. They come and clash everything. Everybody's clashing the architect's place, you know, clashing the structure's place, everything. So I think that this part is the part that actually very much lacking, in my point of view, that not just from the engineers, but I think in the whole of the M&E industry need to be really improved. Then only we can actually, you know, to make the IBS system much more complete in a way. So I have to touch a little bit because the next one that why I will share this in year 2020 October, we still suffer pandemic because we started to close out, shut down everything is year 2020 March. So I was lucky that I was offered to speak in the international platform, and I'm the only Asian women, youngest among all, and to talk about topics are like that, but I look at it like, enough for the healthy environment, because I believe all the speakers will definitely talk about green building, which it doesn't really help what we suppose as an architect to move forward. So-called, you have heard before during the pandemic, people say post-COVID architecture, post-COVID house buildings, whatever. So that's time I already find some of the solution. It's not a new solution. It's not a new thing. So some's already around all the place. So on that particular day, throughout my speech, is also very short talk, but I have to talk very, very, very fast. It's about like 25 minutes. I have to talk everything about Asians and talk about this. And you can see on the screen that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I offered these 5 key components. That is actually the way our future architecture should be actually moved on. But today, I'm going to talk about 1, 2, 3. The 4, 5, I will not elaborate because that's the upcoming future. So sounds like I'm like a predictor, right? Okay, IBS. See, in China, they have used 100 days and actually completed this hospital. I think this year I went to their country and I know the architects. So they brought me to their office and have a look and then go around to see some of the projects. Yeah, I mean, they are one of my friends anyway. I just have the luck to actually to visit, and they say, yeah, they really finish everything within that fast, you know. When you need in 100 days, and it's a huge, 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 huge hospital, and you can see around the world, everybody's know about that. And when they finish and use whatever, then they can actually just, you know, just remove and go on and reuse. So these are the material that offer how fast things can do, you know. And they just don't come in panels, you know. Their thing is actually compensate with all the services, the M&E services, including our so-called sanitaries, plumbing, everything. That's, you see that when, it's good that sometimes we travel around, not just to see sceneries, okay? We also have to observe, beside the heritage, but we also have to observe how people do things and how people can, you know, put everything in so accordingly, so disciplined, and things can move on. Of course, every country have their patterns and styles of doing different things, but we always refer to the good things, and that's how keep us move on. And you will actually learn and you will actually assist us in how we will move on and become a survivor in the games of these kind of things, you know. Thing has been changed, you have to agree with me. Once pandemic came, it washed everything's off. Everything's off. It's not just architectures, it's not the medicals, it's not the tourism industry, whatever, but even in all the industry, the business model, I'm sure you guys have to agree with me. The business model for architects has been changed. During that times of pandemics, right, I don't really give myself too much time to go and worry about the COVID virus, okay? I'm thinking that where to move on for architecture and how the business model for architecture, especially your fee claims, you know, that part. And yeah, when we release everything, I try to impose it and it works. It works. So that's how you actually find the solution. Next one. And it's not new thing. So people also refer to many, many years ago in Japan. They already have this kind of system. So it's just an ongoing things that how you do it. So a lot of people, of course, say now is everything in piece by piece, square, everything, you know, no design, you know. It's a bit challenging for architects if you want to do something in different shape. But I believe once we settle some of the problems that I highlighted just few, the technologies plus so-called the AI actually able to help us. I'm sure next time Hafiz will come and tell you, my wall can be like this really, every shape you want. I'm sure, because future is like that. Otherwise, you'll be kicked off from the, you know, the trends and the community. So, of course, it's very popular. Because it's fast, it's popular. You can do your internal wall, you can do for the windows, everything. Everything just has to be done according to, based on your design. Your design, not just design, but specs. What sort of windows you're going to use, what sort of glass you're going to use, beside this, any other things that will be actually within the panels itself. So everything, all information put in, right, then it's done. So it's a lot easier piece by piece come in. That's why things can finish in a month or in 100 days for bigger projects, you know. Well, people go for that because of less worker, faster, stronger, soundproof, heatproof, fireproof, reduced wastage, more cleaner, easy installations, and all this. But of course, throughout this kind of systems, right, when things move on, everything to me the same, smart buildings, IBS, or even come to AI, it will still come back to the same fundamentally, which I will tell you at the next of the behind of my slide. So you see, improve quality definitely, because now you know that getting labor is become a even more challenging issue, especially when it comes to pandemic. People, especially construction site, you need people to come and work. Everything is a problem, and you get in one, whether their workmanship is good is also another issue. So having this system, they already promise you that in terms of quality-wise, workmanship-wise, everything is guaranteed. At least it's much better than this. So reduce costing definitely, because everything has been done accordingly in the early stage. When you're done in the early stage, it's definitely a cost saving rather than like our convention one. You do, suddenly they say, I want to hack this, suddenly, oh, I leave out this, you know, it's like an add-on cut or meet everything. So it's, at the end, it's not reducing cost. Actually, it's increasing of the cost because of the variation order. Of course, save time. You know, 1 month compared with 3 months. Time consuming wise, right? You save time. Secondly, definitely is the cost, because why? Time is also come together with the cost. So you can save 2 months time, you can actually go and do other things really, not to spending time on the same things, you know. Safety, definitely, everything come accordingly. And of course, environment impacts. Well, yeah, because there are some of the products, right? They claim green product, sustainable product, but you have to look at it, right? From the raw material, the process until procurements, and then of course the travel, and then they, you know, logistic deliver everything. So and now that particular product to me is not a sustainable product. In fact, it's not reducing the carbon emission. It's actually increased part and part. So why we see it as a, you know, green or sustainable product is because it's the final product and present to you based on the final product. But the others process previously, you don't do that kind of assessment. So this thing also I've been shared like before pandemic as well. But good thing is now people start to look into all this process, then only they can claim for really truly sustainable and green product. Otherwise, to me is if this is the case, right, I'd rather not to spec into my project as well. Yeah, because you don't help it. Actually, you encourage it to do it. Well, yeah. End out, right, it's not a pakat. Actually, it's end out like, these projects I handle myself in my previous company. I completed everything. So yes, this is the, now it's called Menara Balsador. Last time it's called Nucleus Tower. Yeah, we are using, by coincidentally, we are using Hafiz company's product. And not just the panel wall paneling, but also, of course, in terms of a structure, we are using the Myman system, which is very, very fast. Like you are using normal convention system, right? Your structures may take longer, like extra 1 week or what. Then after that, you need some proppings and all these things, you know. So then the contractors come into this, offered a new system. That time, very hardly people use it in the construction industry simply because of the cost. But the contractor wanted to make the construction faster. See, that's why I say time is equal to money as well. So they offered to use this system without additional cost. So we actually end up quite fast, and we have a footage of all the, you know, from nothing built up to everything. And the video is actually with the clients. Yeah, I saw it myself, and I think in their company also they play that particular video, which is amazing. And of course, without our realization, actually IBS system for residential building is quite popular anyway in Malaysia, applied to the residential building. Not so much in the commercial, because why? Not because of the cost or the performance of the system itself, but it's back to our inconfidence of using this system in some of the bigger projects. So, but houses like terrace, semi-D, or even those low-cost houses or CLQ, whatever it is, actually they all use. So you can see that whether a problem occur or not. So many projects has been done. I think he showed you many, not just for internal wall, but also what we say, what concern most of us is actually the external. Internal wall, definitely not a problem, right? But you can apply for external, that's what we mean. So we just have to, explore it, work closely with all the manufacturers. I think this is our collaborations in between all this while we need them, they need us as well. So our feedbacks, what is good, what is bad, we tell them, they go back to improve and all this thing. That's how our construction industry actually can move much better. Otherwise, we will still really stuck there. That's what I found. Because I found that if I went to some of the countries, how come these things never have same suppliers companies? They don't actually having in our country. Actually, it's a very good thing, I was like, how come that never happens in Malaysia? Well, I can reveal that. I went to Daikin in Japan, and they brought us to some of the buildings, office building. Fantastic. Very huge office lot. You don't see columns, and you don't see many things on the ceiling, because the ceiling, one piece of panels, everything's right, actually come with multi-purpose. It's not just like returning of the fresh air or whatever it is. Besides than that, they also can give you the lighting. They can do a lot of, a lot of good stuff, So it's like, this is quite good. I say, why this kind of technologies or this kind of elements or this kind of, these things never actually having in Malaysia. In fact, I think architects supposed to know all these things. You don't everything rely to the M&E engineer, because they only look at certain things. They are not as sensitive as what we know. So when we see that, I can guarantee most of you will love it so much. Right? Oh, this is the one I wanted, because we like clean cut everything. So we don't want too many complicated things to affect so-called the aesthetics and everything, So to me, IBS system is the same. So we need to resolve certain problems like I highlighted. Then only we can actually move to actually, in order to help them, to also to help us, so that we can actually move on and also to make this IBS system much more flexible and also more choices for us to actually to do in our futures, design and everything. So I have to relate back the cell modular. This is the second things also I shared during in 2020 October. I talk about this. Now you can see that I think in Malaysia also have already. Not many. If you go to the Genting Highland, I think half of the not at the top peak, but some of the commercial area, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere near to the premium area. There are some restaurants. They even offered some outdoor modular things. It's not a full things like that, but it's a modular thing for you to enjoy your meals out there. So all these technologies have come from where? I've seen it in China. So many. They've been using worldwide everything. This like everything come into the system, solar panel system. You want to cook, lighting, everything. That's why including IBS system, your toilet system, everything. And the best thing is they are also offered the flexibilities to move around with something to to hook on. Then they can move around. So it's like a move on. Mobile things or modular things. Why this thing I look at in 2020, it is the way that we move to the future. Because why? Especially for people staying in high-rise building. You don't have the, you realize that you need to see the green. You need to engage with natural. So what people like to do, like for people to jogging, they can only use the fire staircase. So that is the most utilized time that everybody using fire staircase to do the jogging. Otherwise, I think normal day nobody going to use it for that things, So then you realize that after these things, a lot of people preferred to look for landed properties, and they also started to not so want to focusing in the urban area, but they rather to move a little bit outskirt, so then they can having this kind of qualities of life. So this is the way and times people moving to look into more on themselves, health being what they want, because everyone is a survivor for the pandemics. So now people are looking and more concentrate on this particular item. If you don't believe me, you slowly observe everyone around you. Yes, well-being is started to become very, 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 very important item for everybody individually. So this particular modulars offer you everything. And the best thing is they can do the customizations for you. You thought that this is a shape, no. Actually, you want to tamba, I still can add. I can add. So everything is related, working together with the IBS system. So this is also part of I can see the future. So you don't see it as one modular, but who knows, it can be, like a jigsaw puzzle. You play Legos, everything. So it's a concept of that. And of course, the third is about the flexibility space usage of modular system. This is also related to that because I like all these science fiction movies, I've been watching it when I was a very, very young kid. And I always believe that how good if I can, have a chance to see all these things. So my wishes have come true. All these things happen slowly and slowly. So I'm waiting for much more insider things for these all so-called technologies. So this particular movie has come from the Fifth Elements, I was like, wow, so cool, man. You have such a small, tiny little things, but everything inside the space. So see, this is also another smart little things that you don't need a very big space, but you need to have this kind of creativities and also the flexibilities that offer you the space usage. So then humans started to realize that I don't need a very big house. I just need a space or a so-called a house or a home, then actually flexible enough and enable me to do everything I want. I can sleep, I can work, I can cook, everything. So there, during the exhibition, so-called our architects and everything, you started to see some of the furniture to have this kind of things ready. So yeah, I went to the Ritz exhibition last year and I saw this kind of one of the furniture, and my comment to them is, it's not still flexible enough. They say, oh, when you don't need this, then you just this, I say, no. What if like every day I want this, I want to pull my bed out, then I want to put my tables out, It's that kind of flexibilities we are looking at. It's not like, now I want to make a table, and until I have another space, I have a table, then I just, put back the table, then this is my bed. No, this is not what I want. So that doesn't offer the needs. Not just an architect, but a needs for a human needs. So this is the way we're supposed to move on. So when sometimes we meet people, we exchange ideas, and we give some good comments, constructive comments, then people will think about it and think how to do it. If they don't want to do it, I'm sure there are other companies going to do it. So whichever fastest to get into that, you actually win the game. And you gain the first bout of goals. That's what I'm saying. So now we talk about artificial intelligence. People are afraid of that. AI revolutions. How this AI is going to transform our world. It's already long time ago. A long time ago. The moment you approach your first computer, that is the time they're already with you. The moment you have your phone, either it's a big Nokia or whatever, they already with you. Now they become smarter and smarter. And you have your Apple Watch, whatever watch with you. You have iPods, everything. So they are all with you every time. It's just that they just be very, very tame. They only provide you certain things when you ask, like a GPS. Last time we don't have GPS. You open the map book, you lipat, you sambung, then you go and mark out where's the landmark, then you find your road. Now everything you are rely on GPS. Sometimes GPS don't work very smart. I tried that, then I open up Waze. Also cannot. So end up I have to open two, both sides, both together. Also cannot 100% trust them because why? Both of them will send me to somewhere else. When especially through, this is really my own experience. Everybody say, oh, then you open Waze. I say, no. I try to trust all these things, but they send me somewhere else. Oh, you have to pay your tuition fees on the roads, okay, throughout. So then, again, it comes back to your brain is the most reliable. So sometimes I on both, and they're proven again they're going to send me somewhere else, and I try not to follow. I follow my way. Then I just talk to them like stupid GPS, something like that. Yeah, slowly by that, and I realize the road, they don't point to you all this while you ask. Suddenly, they know they have the options ready. Means this information has been going into the system. See? So why we use AI? Why we need them? Of course, you see last time, a lot of men doing things, and suddenly we end up in the right-hand side. Everybody's like that. Well, we cannot be too, defensive. Why? But we have to agree. We have to agree with them. They actually enhance a lot of our lives, They help us to make, decisions making, analyze a lot of things, data, quick, accuracy. Yes, sometimes I do calculation if my mood not okay, if my brain is too, full out with others items. When I do calculation, first time this amount, second different. Wow, it becomes very stressful, So you need them to help you. So you key in all the information, they are able to tell you this is the amount, this is the calculation, exactly is like that. They are able to help you to identify the patterns and insight might be missed out by human because we are human, we are not perfect. But machine, yes, machine is 100% perfect, but of course based on what have you given to them. If you give the wrong thing, they will not be perfect, they'll lead you to somewhere else also. So see, so why we need them is really helping us, and whether you like it or not, you might say, I don't like, then you don't use that. But if you don't use it, you don't follow it, you will end. Because we are in the world of surviving. We are the survivor, okay? Nobody knows what will lead us to the future. What will be our futures, nobody knows. But we need to actually, besides than follow the flows, we also need to survive by analysis. See, that is the things that humans and machines are two different things, okay? And of course, these machines, or also called the AI, they enable to actually help us, especially architects. We are not just doing design, we still need to eat also, right? Our business, if your business cannot work, you cannot just design and eat, right? So we need money also, right? So business to make more, give us more information, more data-driven decisions, improve the efficiency and reduce error. Because why? We cannot afford producing too much error. Because if you do a wrong things or too many of the errors, right, you end up abortive and you waste a lot of energies, wasting time, wasting manpower, wasting a lot of resources. So for an architect who run a business, we can't afford to do that, okay? So, see, these are the things that, this movie, I'm sure everybody have watched. Everybody knows what's this movie, Iron Man. Well, look at him and compare with all the superheroes. He's actually just a normal human. But he's very, very good in all these technologies. So he's been fully utilized his so-called AI to help him to do whatever he wants, the design. So he's like working together, with the machine. He's not perfect. He still needs, so when he work together, then by producing all the informations, right, then he'll able to get what he wants. So you see, the instructions or the direction is still come from us. It's not the machine. Machine is taking direction from us. And you have to admit that it already everywhere around the world. Our movie nowadays is no longer like old days, maybe my parents' time or my grandparents' time, they have to really go outdoor. When you want to fly, they really hang you all around and then try all sorts of things to padamkan, the tali and all these things. But no need now. You see, just a green wall itself, you can actually have everything. Even the avatar, you see that AI's result. The human is still this side, So, yeah. And then you see, it's not surprised that factories, a lot of industries are already like that, especially you talk about drone, a flying car, another word is called flying car, and everybody is like, oh, it's very shocked whether it works or all these things. Actually, it's already mature in this industry. It's just that it didn't really expose to all of us so-called the peasants or the laymen, because we are constrained by a lot of so-called the politicians. You have to believe it. So we are the learned profession. So we have to see things much more beyond, because why? Our profession is already formed in part of the 4 human essential already. Humans living needs 4 essential. You need a place to stay, you need to eat, you need transportation, you need to wear clothes. So we already taking one very important part of the human essential needs. So when we are in this industry, it's a very, very important industry, not just pushing for the country development, but we also have to see things beyond. Means we have to believe in science. At the same time, maybe listening a little bit of observing what is going around in the politicians, because it will affect the country policy. That's why we need to be known as well. Well, again, in China also, some of the big corporate company, they are doing industrial. They are in fact producing all the meats for the entire of China. You know, China population is a lot, right? They just produce chickens, all this. And to harvest all these things, they already use trucks, and deliver a lot of, these trucks are the different functionalities. And these are humanless trucks actually carry all this. So they don't need to hire laborers to do that already. So you see, when I was in Wuhan, China, people are so excited. I was in a car. No, people's driving, you know, whatever takes videos and all this thing. Come on. Our high-speed rails, everything is no longer humans drove it, right? It's all by computerized. High-speed train, we are talking about like 1 hour, but how many kilometers? That's very fast, right? And you put your life there, you don't even know whether the driver there or not. Actually, it's no driver. It's just a programming, you know. It's there already. Even our flight, the pilot is just to maneuver, but most of the time it's all the AI is doing things, you know. So do not be surprised that all these flying cars, everything, is just a matter of time to me. It's just a matter of time. It will just come to us. So as I said, it's always there, right beside you, across your desk, maybe on your arms, everything. So you have to choose how to work with them as a friends or colleagues or collaborations, whatever you want to call it, or you want to let these things to take over your seat. So that's the game, you know, that's the game. So why people are afraid of that? Because you do so much of my things, you know. So we start to afraid. But as our profession, I have confidence to say that no need to worry too much. Because why? As long you know what is your role, they are your slave. I'm still your master, okay? You will take instruction from me. As long as I tell you what to do, you just help me to do what I want to do. So in another word, not slave lah. Maybe I take you as my partner, but co-partners lah, you know. I'm still the boss, you know, that kind of thing. See, you like it or not, avatars, you know, I find a lot of people say Facebook, suddenly they are like avatar looks. So it's very common already. They can detect your face, suddenly then make your background become, you know, something else. So that's how AI can do things, you know. So of course there are some studies and analysis, but there is no actual data yet on this. They claims that, yeah, a lot of people will lose up their jobs. And of course, according to the states of AI at work, showing that 29% of the, you know, the white collars tasks could be replaced by AI. Probably, because I look at it like other industry, maybe, you know, like finance industry, maybe, because there's a lot of data and everything. But in other professions, industry, not too much, like medicals and even architects as well, I think no. These are the industries still need the professional, the human professionals to do that. Of course, the challenge, like you say, the cars without drivers, then you grab, here is called grab, like other country, they call it something else. Yeah, I was in the hotels, I ordered something, suddenly open up the machine in front of me, talking to me like, your food is here, take it, you know. Okay, it's not humans anymore. So it's quite interesting, you know. I find it quite very interesting. See, even like gardening or farming, all these things, seriously, for an industry that really doing big things, you know, like agriculture and all these things, they really cannot afford to, you know, to have suffer the lacking of laborers. So to resolve this problem, that's why AI come in. Then you see they can help you do things every day, very systematically, on time, no complaints, everything, you know. So if you are the boss, which one you will go for? Definitely this one, right? No complaint, everything. Jalan, simpan, come back on time. That's it, done. Happily, then you got your thing. That fellow is okay, you know. So of course, jobless. So we have to admit that some of the group of people, they were really lost their job, which is quite pity as well. But that is how the reality will face, you know. It is a place or it is a games for human being to start to look into where you want to head off. It's not so much on us, but more for other groups of people. Sometimes I also think of what they can do, you know. Sometimes we'll look at it. Because when these people, they are not one, two people, you know, quite a lot, you know. Like you see China's delivery is also using this and everything, and then the drivings for so-called the Grab drivers, their side is called, that side is called TT. I tell you, all this will replace humans, and what will happen to all these people? What will happen to all these people? They are not the highly educated people, and they have families to feed and all these things, you know. So this could create another problem. So these are the groups of people that they really, not just they, I think, leave it to the politician to think of what they can do. Otherwise, it will create a problems to the community, and slowly it will become a disease. Actually, will affect everybody's. You know, you can see in their country like that, but slowly also will come to our country because other country also doing that. Japan already having that. So all these things you can see when pandemics, right? 2020, 2021, 2022. These 3 years, good enough. You can see time for technologies, everything out, either from China, from US, everybody's. They announce this, we have AI, we have these, we have these. So you started to think that, is it a scam? You know, all these people like you're planning, then suddenly, oh, things change, you know, so fast, you know. Of course, data privacy, we don't abuse everything. I think humans, sometimes there are certain categories people like to abuse all these things, you know. So, of course, when you save everything now, we say clouds, right? Apple cloud, Samsung cloud, everything clouds, you know. Everybody also have the cloud. But have you really think that, you put all your information to the cloud, and it's actually equals to, you are putting all the information to someone else so that to help them to produce AI. Otherwise, how they can get all this information? You really believe in clouds? It's just that my agreement with you, your things I guarantee won't go up, but they go to somewhere else, how you know? Right? Of course, these data things, we're very afraid that the privacy is like the hackers. You know, hackers are the guys that are abusing the things. But does it mean that people who offer these cloud services, they are not doing that? That one, I leave you all have a thing. I've been thought about that as well. Yeah. Okay, misinformations. Yeah, sometimes these things also will give a wrong information because of humans. You're right. We give wrong thing, they will give you the wrong things as well. It's the same thing. Social inequality. That's why I'm saying when certain jobs has been taken over by something else, then these are the problems. These will be the problem. These will be the problem that we will face in future. Very fast, you can see the result. Our future actually come very fast one. After a while, you find it come very, very fast. So everybody has been discussed that, wow, whether these things is good for us or not. Whether it will be take and replace us. So I tell you, my answer is no. Because why? I know what I'm doing. I know what's my role. So I will not let that things point me to out like that. You know? So positive, yes, I stay pretty positive. So whether you guys stay positive or negative, I hope you follow me to the positive side. Confused? No, I don't think confused. Why are you confused? When you have cats, rabbit, chat, GDPs, AIs, and what's the future? Why confused? Confused is you stop learning. You stop to understand this thing. So as a human, okay, I find a lot of people like, I'm already aging, you know, I'm already tall already, whatever. Or some young, I'm still too young, I still have a lot of time, you know. All this kind of reason. So this is not a reason. If you want to move on, if you want to together in the world with this, you have to keep on learning. Otherwise, you will be out from the game. It's just really like a game. So I put an ML stand for machine learning. So now we talk combinations, everything, and that's equals to our future's architecture. Well, we know, as I said, we do things, we draw from sketch papers, everything, you know. We think so much thing, orientation, everything, do everything. So after that, we have to use our brains to imagine, visualize 3D, 4D, 5Ds, everything inside our brain. I think only architects can do that. Our brain, when you shut down your eyes, right, you will pictures everything in your brain, wonderful, you know. You can see everything, you can think of the color combination with this, everything's work. But when you want to tell people how to tell, that's the problem. Your client don't understand you at all. They say, are you sure? No, I cannot visualize, you know. Your client say, I cannot visualize. So sometimes they cannot visualize you. Well, otherwise she or he will become an architect like us, right? So what we will do is we are using these improved machine learning or so-called the AI to help us. Because we don't want to waste time to do what? A lot of things actually we can leave it to these things to do, all right? So AI is function to help computer to mimic human intelligence, making them think. Means like we can use AI to teach the so-called ML, the machine learning, to feed in information for you, then you think from the computer, they'll come at things for you, and then make some important, or maybe I wouldn't say make important decisions. They will tell you that suggestions of these decisions for you, master. This is my suggestion, option 1, option 2, all right? The machine learning is actually empower the computers to learn from all the data, means everything's a software you put in, experience enhancing, everything you put in, everything they, like Revit, you need to build your libraries, right? So no libraries means this software itself is brainless at all. So it's the same. You need to put in all the information, a door details, with hinges, everything, how, then the window frame, you have this profile, that profile, everything you've put in, otherwise, he has no solutions for you. It's just a machine, right? So they have no solutions for you. But if you put in all these things, and plus the AI, they will even suggest, you tell me that, what do you want? Your design like that, and what sort of concept you want? Oh, they will help you to put out everything and get the things and done. This is a solution, a proposal for you. So you see, that's how wonderful when you see it. You find out like, oh, my life is like suddenly become so, a lot easier. Our industry are very, very stressful, okay? So you see, this guy coming in is actually offered us, more efficient, more innovative, generate more 3D. You don't have to like draw 1 3D, 2 3D. Your client asks for 3. Sometimes your client will ask for 10 options, right? Now you don't have to worry. I give you 20. Just give in, you can do it very fast also. Optimize material use, yes. When you produce all the information, they can give you the solution. What sort of you want? You want tropical, you want this, you want that. When you put in, they will give you everything. Automate the calculation, yes, very accurate. So when the calculation is very accurate, they give you a very detailed information that will help you to get even more accurate costing, and also the material usage. You cut down a lot of unnecessary wastage, which is actually good for everybody in this building industry. You help a client save money. The contractor do not have to actually go through like buying too many things, then wastage, cut everything. No, it's solved out a lot of problems for our industry. You see, to build a building, a small building like that, you already need a full team. Everybody's coming and do one thing. So that's how wonderful this industry is. So when you have these things to assist everyone, especially us, you can see that you cut out a lot of unnecessary problem. I'll call it problems or issues, right? Then refine presentation, then we can explore a lot more new visual. Imagine that you hand sketch like that, just on the paper. If I have a tab, a very super intelligent Chang'e AI tab, I just feel sketch, pop, 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 feel 3D out. Wow, that's wonderful, right? I don't have to, use this and throw that and keep on thinking what's my concept. Actually, it's like 2 ways. Actually, it's helping us a lot. So when you look at it, yeah, possible. Then you say, I want this one match with this one. Then I'll do it for you. Fast enough. You don't have to waste time or doing it again. Whoever draw 3D, right? You need to generate from what? Plan. When you have a plan, you need what? Elevation, right? See? So why not we just save out all these things? Then we can talk about fast and accurate. So when we combine all these things with the software, with the IBS system, with the AI, everything, you see, that is the benefits of getting that. Cost efficiency, definitely. Performance monitoring, definitely. They can monitor everything and then tell you, hey, this one got problems. Before you build anything, they can tell you already. They can identify for you. Construction-wise, definitely is a yes, because they can give you all sort of things, and also definitely is on the quality control. We always get the contractor, hey, provide me, whatever the report, whatever it is. Now with them, they can easily produce to you, and then it's very accurate. It's not like creating a story for you. Of course, sustainability is always there. This is the way that we're supposed moving towards that. The whole world is talking about sustainability, cut down carbon emissions by 2050, 2030 by 45%, 2050 zero net carbon. So how you achieve that? Sounds like long years, but actually it's super challenging, because why? We are not just doing alone. It's like entirely global have to do that. And you know that our climate change, I wouldn't say climate change, it's the extreme climate change, has been going on and on and on and on. It's become very, very serious. So to mitigate the problems, you need fast solution. And you see that by 2030, 2050, actually it's a super ambitious vision, but no choice how to do it. So when you have these things, machine to be helping you, it will actually help you to reduce that even faster. So it's times, the matter of time. Test fit, yes. Of course, I found that there is another called Leonardo AI. Actually, you can try that, AI for architects. Try it out and see what's going on. Mid-Journey, yeah, we are tool to generate highly detailed imagination, visuals, everything. So, see, this is how we work. Our works are very, very comprised of everything. We have research, design brief, preliminary, sketching, again, change again, design development, buildings, permitting, technical drawings is our construction drawings, observations of the services means your M&E, everything, then you get fees, services means our business, and then approve for schematic design, blah, 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 blah. Someone have to monitor contractor, like you will see everything, so much until final. So you see the yellow one is the place for time being. The AI can have a hands on that. Because other they cannot. Because like design brief, research, everything, you have to get it from your clients. You have to get it from a client. Then you go back and tell the guy, my client want this, and he wanted this, and I'm thinking to offer him this kind of concept. Ask him to do. Yeah. He will help you to keep all the information. Unless you give a wrong direction, then he give you something else. That's why it's always come back to your instruction. So he do. When come to the design development, he will show you everything. Is that what you want? Then you have to look at it, whether this is what you want. So see, this is the importance of us, our role as a human, our role as an architect, humans architect, to tell them that no. So you see, who is still the boss? We are still the boss. We will tell the fellas, tell the machine, no, I want like this. No, I want like that. So you think that they will make decisions for you? Yes, because they have information from you. They, as I said, they are not making decisions for you. They actually put out the suggestions to you. So the final decision is still come from us. The ethic considerations and the ethic decision is still come from us. Okay? Technical drawing, yes, specification writing, maybe now you type, very lazy already, you talk. They can capture everything very fast, So that's how improve things. Do you still want to type by yourself? You type too much, you also very pengsan. Once you key in everything, they have all information ready. So good and bad. So we always must know what to do. Okay? As a master or as a humans, architects, we are still the master. We are the first people, frontliner in our industry. So we must know what we want. Our role is important. Yeah, throughout the times and time, a lot of people come and, threaten this and that, but that's life, right? So the more you threaten, the more I grow better. All right? So, okay, when it comes to fee services agreement, this is part of our business. So they can help us to analyze some of the programs. So the so-called the program means data collections, and you might keep some other things, if you run the business. Well, I'll show you that because behind there is some of the things that maybe can help in terms of our business. So you see, again, I'll say that AI versus architect, not to worry, because why? Architect will be expected with them, assist us. We will be expected to understand how these technologies to be used rather than using the traditional software. Our traditional software is still there. You can name thousands, dozens of the software. And you can tell that whoever uses it, even now, whatever version they came, they show it to me. During architects, when I look at it, no, it's still imperfect. You just only add few elements and you charge me extra by not 100. My friends, you know what is the price, right? All this. So no way. I told them straight to the point. No. I said, you tell me you add this. It doesn't help me at all to solve my problems, I said, no, that's not the solution. Then I'll just walk off. That's it. So, of course, the situation is, to let the architects to entitlement, to equip the skill. That's why I say we cannot stop learning. If you stop learning, you gone case. Really gone case. So then you don't blame AI take over your thing, AI this, AI that. Because you end up blaming and sit there, then you slowly just will be like a trash to be trashed out. So in our industry, we will have to learn. Keep on learning and That's how we compete. That's why people can say world is very unfair, but world is also very fair. They offer these platforms called AI. It's up to you to go and get it. You join, then you okay. You don't join, it's a personal choice. You give up by yourself. So then you want to blame the world is unfair. So I don't think so, right? So beside than that, sustain themselves. So that's why, that's the way they do. Again, I will emphasize on that. AI transforming whatever it is in our architecture is actually enhance our projects, in terms of our concept, design, blah, blah, blah. But again, it still depends on the architect's expertise. Don't you realize that last time we used CAD, then slowly they come into the so-called the BIM system, which have few software around. But do you realize that all this software actually creates for us, for the architects, no longer for drafters? Who has the knowledge? Who has the expertise? If you key in every data in the beams, you realize that beam system, I quote one example. It's not help them to do promotions, okay? Revit. Revit is quite popular, right? But we know the price is not cheap anyway. Revit. Revit is actually like a mini construction, a real construction, but it's only doing in the computers. You realize that if you change too many times, especially toilet, from here become here, here become here, here become here, I tell you, then client want fast drawing, You know what you will end up? Your plan, you can cover tutup, but turn out to section, oh God, everything's. See, we are no longer using AutoCAD to do things because Revit show exact your constructions in the computer. That's how tedious you have to take out layers and layers and layers and layers, put back concrete, everything, then I go there and dig out another hole, key in. See? So these are the things. So who need that things to do that? If normal people like inexperienced people or totally have no expertise on that, do you think he or she can handle these things? No. So you can see all this so-called the intelligent this, intelligent that is actually create for us, need us. We are the professional. We have the expertise that no one can replace, not even the machine. But this machine or so-called AI is create for us. So slowly you can see where we're headed. Actually to say no QS here, right? Beam, Revit, actually is a software create that you will eliminate QS very soon. Yeah, but you don't say that, they feel very offensive one. Don't you find that everything you put out then, BQ already? Have you discovered that? Yeah, see? So, certain careers or whatever, it could be replaced. Certain's not, right? So we will have to make sure that our expertise, our profession is always at the top there, so that we have a say to control, all right? So, but do not be too excited, Sometimes you cannot be too excited, then people will take it for granted. So we have, our profession, it will always has to be really, really careful and also be very, very alert. So that nobody, actually a lot of people want to attack us, okay, including this. So we have to really, really stay alert until whatever, as long as you choose this profession, you have to be like that. Otherwise, you're gone. You cannot be survived. It's just like playing games, And humans like playing games, there's game over means game over, okay? No more reborn. It's not game. So that's why we have to be really, really careful, right? So while this AI empower us, so architects just have to ask the right question. Don't always ask something, because I try. As I said, right, I try inside my phone, I download one so-called AI. It's really an AI. I try ask a lot of nonsense things. Ask the right question, then confuse the fellas, ask. Then suddenly say, you need to pay. Okay, never mind. Pay for a while. After that, I can subscribe for a while. Then I can, not to pay, right? So I paid. It's not, the price is not too expensive anyway. I just paid because I want to see how extensive these things can go. So I ask again. Well, the good things about these machines, they are super patient with you. Super patient. You keep on asking. You ask humans the same question, you're like, well, you will go away, don't disturb me. But this thing can keep on answering, and I try that. After answer you few times, the answer will change a little bit already. They give you another option already, So that's how we test out all these things. So that's why you see whether it's a very smart software, a very smart machine, or even a robot whatever in front of you, we just have to give the right direction. Your questions, whatever you post to them, this is I want. Then they will work very, very efficiently to you already. So come to the business side. This is more to the, just now we talk about design, everything, whatever, but come to a little bit business on that. We have to be a solutions architect. Solution not to the buildings design that we do, providing for the industry, but our business also needs solutions. Otherwise, we cannot just open our mouth and eat the wings, right? We still need to eat some things, right? At least we can buy our mineral waters and breads and whatever it is, right? So this is a thing. Professional architects, we are responsible to organize our business, right? So either you're a big company, medium company, or small companies, that's the same. So look at that, the 4 items, I think ambiguities, business context, and ethical decisions and problem solving. Before that, we have to make sure that we must be able to bridging communication between this, IT and OT and business to ensure all the developments and implementation of technical and transformative solutions that support our business goal, right? That's very important. You don't simply do things not for that purpose, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't open our companies, right? Then secondly, again, it's the same thing I say that you must possess a diverse skills, set skills, and collaborate with all these people in our industry or even in your companies as well. So I always found that the ambiguities, 65 people, it's a survey anyway, 65% of around people, they thought that they know what to do. So they set up the company, macam tau lah, they go do. At the end, come out the result, they also not so sure whether this is what I want. See, that's the problem. That is the problem. 65 sounds maybe not too many, but actually a lot, you know. And yeah, when I share this little information, I talk to some, and people say, they shared to me and said, yeah, then you fall under this 65%, you know. You thought that you know, I set up company. Actually, set up company very easy, only register only. After register, how to survive. That is the game, you know. Not register and open company. Is after you open, how to survive. You must make sure your business success, right? Rather than halfway then, that's not what we want. So we must able to understand, to comprehend the solution with a very minimum input. We don't spend too much time on this because we have so many other things to do that. Of course, in business context, why we have to understand the real world businesses, market dynamics, culture, sentimental, regulatory, blah, 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 everything. So all these things, how? We need all these people because you are impossible actually to read everything. We have so much thing to do. We have design to check, we have these, someone you have to do everything. And not just checking for your countries, okay? You have to know what is going on around the world, not your country neighborings only, around the world. That's a lot of information, okay? Then, of course, come to ethical consideration. It's all, again, back to the human judgment. And, of course, to address problems, everything. So we definitely need, you like it or not, we definitely need. How wonderful they help us to do all this, right? Once the potential of AI has been there, the business become more efficient, especially for smaller practices. Like me, I just started out almost near to 3 years, yeah, after practicing in my previous company like many, many years. So for me now, these situations, I really need that. I really need that. That will be helping me a lot, a lot. So AI allows us to step away from administration's processes. It's definitely help us. So, and then focusing on our other methods, you know. So you just put in all these informations, they will come back and tell you all the things. This one, monthly, you have to pay electric already, this one. So now no need you go and pay already, you just not auto transfer, auto pay, every month, set. That's how things should be done. That's the future. That's the future. Future is us. As long as you live in this world, still alive, you are facing future. Every day is future. Tomorrow is also future, okay? You wouldn't know what happened tomorrow or maybe the next hours. These things are happening. So, when you have all this set, you put them into the situation. You have the business architecture, you organize everything, you have the system information, put in everything accordingly, of course, plus some of the technologies, what you want to put in, solution, data application, put in, then of course come to people, human skill, competence building, blah, 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 you put in everything, pump in everything. So it's just not your business, but it's also part of your professional service as well. So, again, the question, now do you worry after I tell you and sharing what I'm thinking, that will architecture have scope in future? Yes. But but of course the challenges lah. So challenges is what? Creative limitation, how original are AI generated design. So you are worried about creativity, but this worry, I will say that it will end up with people that too relying on the machine. You see, these machines are very wonderful. They are very super wonderful. As I said, they are super patient with you. They can do everything with you. Anytime you call, every time answer to you straight away, you know. It's like sometimes you text people, I don't answer you also. Until next 2-3 days only answer you. This one immediately. Then you don't reply, they won't get angry with you at all, okay? So see, this is the wonderful they can give it to you in terms of emotionally. See, that's a problem. Problem came when a humans too attached with this kind of thing. You see, they offer solution to you. Nah, this is the optimal you can do. And then architects can accept without, I want this, that. Then after that, you can do wonders. This is the thing. Then you look at it. Then next time you were like, I don't want to think already. You decide for me. You decide for me. So that is the problem. So we cannot, as a lead architect, lead designer, we cannot deliver or develop ourselves over reliance to AI. The same thing like we cannot become too reliant on other things. It's not just these things only. We are too reliant on certain things. It will become a problem. Like handphone, right? Nowadays, I think Malaysia, Asian country especially. I think recently, okay, I'm going to mention this guy name. So nothing applied, whatever. But he said a very rightful thing recently. The president of the United States, he pointed out one thing that is the actual factual. He pointed to the country, the other side of the country, saying that, you know what happened in their country? Their people are 24/7 on the phone. It's worse than in ancient time they're having this, it's worse than, because this is even killed into your brain. Do you know that apples, the creators of apples, he don't even actually allow his own children to actually expose to all these things because they know this is a poison. You can only do that is you must be very disciplined and you must be very control of how to handle this thing. Otherwise, gone. So this is the challenge, okay? Secondly, why we are blindly trusting on this database. What if somebody give a wrong information, then they produce something? Are you going to blindly agree with it? So no. Just like example, just like I use my own experience, GPS and Waze. It must be somebody came some information like that. That's why I end up like that. So I choose not to trust them. See, after a while they get my information, then they lead me the right way. So continue that technology's adoption. Why aren't all architects using AI? Actually, again, it will have the dilemmas that it requires skill. Just like IBS system, you require skill. There's nobody to guide you. You cannot do. It requires a special skill. A special skill is like expertise skill. You need to train people to do that, train people to use it. Like you don't train people to use Revit, they cannot use it. You don't train people to use this, they can't use it. So you don't train yourself to use it, you also don't know how to instruct these things to do it for you. So that's why it requires us keep on learning and keep on exposing and keep on, to improve our skill. So then we can actually handle and conquer these things. Secondly, of course, people say jobless. My answer, yes, no lah. Yes is, no is for us. We will not, I don't think it will replace us architect lah. But yes is because these machines are really smart, as I said. They remember everything. They're more patient than you. Everything. You want to compete speed, they're faster than you. You want to compete memory, they're better than you. You want to compete everything, they're much better. So this smart machine deserve a job more than a human, but maybe it can only take away certain part of our job that wasting our time. Those things wasting our time that we can use it to do much more better work, much more valuable work, then we leave it to you. Let them do it. For instance, are you going to keep on changing your drawing using your normal software, keep on changing the wall, drawing the two-line wall, then with the plasters, then this wall, then to add in the door, window by yourself? No, right? In our stage, we don't do that anymore. So they are only taking out what? Drafting, clearing the space of creativities. So see, these are the things that wasting our lot of time as an architect. We rather use that to get more business and spend our time to create more creative things. So, architecture to me is just an art, and we live in the future. We are the architects, we are the human, so nothing to scare. So hand in hand, machine and humans works well together, give more accurate result than working alone. Yeah, working alone can never you reach your boundary very fast. It's not efficient anyway. So we need them no matter what. You don't need, then it's up to you. Our world is moving and it's not going to stop because of you. So choose to work with that. I'll be very happy to have this in my office. So I guide them, ensuring the design efficient, whatever. Then you do 24/7, I can go back and sleep. I don't have to work overtime anymore. That's how good, right? So so do not fear of that. So the only will take out certain jobs, certain part of our so-called scope, which is actually don't require us to actually spend time on that. You only do that during student time because you need to know. Then you practice, yes, you need to know. So some young architects may worry, die. This fellow can draw already, man. Don't worry, you learn. Because why they cannot go to site? They cannot make decisions, okay? So still, as long as you're architects, okay? Others professions or others, I have no comments on that. So as I said, in this world, now the game is surviving. We are the survivor. So who will be end until the future? Then you are the survivor. So that's it. Thank you.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Architect Alice, for the enlightening presentation, such valuable sharing. Okay, so we will now open the floor for questions. So if any of you have any questions, please raise up your hand. All right, okay. We would like to invite Architect Alice and Hafiz to the stage for the Q&A session. All right, I see you. Okay, good job. Nick, kat belakang. You can just state your name and introduce.
Okay, good morning. My name is Elmi. Interesting topic today. I just want to bring about, you guys can Google it on the YouTube. There's one video, Architect versus AI. So in that video, a group of architects, they did an experiment where they were given a brief to design a house near a valley, and the same brief is given to the AI as well. So the architect showed the process of designing butter paper, do the 3D rendering, blah, 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 until it finishes the product, the 3D perspective, the write-up and whatnot, similar with the AI. Then they did a poll. They did a poll online to humans to look at those two designs, which one they like better. And apparently, the AI one got higher percentage compared to the humans. So it gives a bit of a eye-opening whether we are going to be affected or not. You guys can Google it. AI versus architect versus AI. There's this experiment. Thanks.
Well, the answer is very simple. Why the AI can come up much better solutions? That because there are sufficient information has been, data inside the programs. Otherwise, you give like a computers you buy, right? If you don't put in anything, they can't do anything for you. So that you are versus. That's why I said you cannot compete with AI because they are already complete with all the answers. They can. You see, when you are doing everything, you see the site solution, whatever these are, is like everybody having the same information, but what this machine win over you is, in his brain, already have few options of how design is supposed to do. See, and this information is not come from him, Is the data that actually programming inside by humans. So when you put out this one architect to draw everything, you are versus with this machine have few architects inside his brain. How this is going to be compete? Cannot one. So that's why the old conventional way, it has to be, I wouldn't say totally gone, it has to be improved in a way. That's the reason that we can keep, that's why we need to put in, you have no choice, you need them. That's why I say sometimes I just draw, if I have a iPad or very super smart AI intelligence iPad, right? If I just buy sketches, not everything's like you do sketch inside, just like conceptual, simply do something like that, and you say, I want 3 different options based on this, they can give you immediately. So these are the information inside them already. So, but what is the beautiful thing is that you don't afraid that actually you take my, wow, this thing I thought like that, but now you give me another thing that I never thought of, you know. But actually you look at it, right, in a more positive way. These 3 might not be what you want, but you might be like, you like 1 a little bit, 2 also a little bit, here and there, here and there. So you tell them, I want this, plus you come out. So see, decision is to come from you. The creativity, they cannot think for you. They only take instruction for you. So you are the one that having the ideas that I want this, I want that, I want that. But of course, use the humans to compete with them, impossible. That's why I say you want to compete in terms of brain memory, sorry, you tend to forget. You want to compete in terms of accuracy, they can be more accurate than you. You want to be very detailed, they can be even more detailed than you. So there's no way. You can never compete with a machine. That's why I call it machine rather than AI lah, huh? Machine is non-living things. So you just treat it as a non-living things. Do not scared by the face suddenly look like a human. It's still your to say call partners lah, or maybe my staff law, my machine stuff. That's the thing. So that's why do not afraid of that. When people were scared of it, it's because that you are shocked suddenly that actually can do things that you never, faced before. But think deeply, that actually these are the things is actually just like any other piece of your electronic items, you call it. Maybe make humans feel a bit safer, yeah. Then yeah, it's another piece of electronic things, you know. You just tell them, but this thing is like now they can talk to you. So you just make yourself like Iron Man lah, you know. Talk to him like I want this, you know. It's like conversations, you know. Iron Man also talk to his machine, right? Then he everything up like that. That's wonders. That's why you see Iron Man also instruct lah. I want this, I want that. No, I like that. So you want to do that, the machine will tell you, no, master, you know, this thing you do like that, you will have this problem. No. To tell you the problem. Because why he know the problem? Because he has been programming so completed. Every time you feed in information, they'll remember, you know. They will, unless you go and erase it or you put virus inside, then they're gone, you know. So it's really like even more intelligent and can talk computers in front of you only. That's the thing. So that's why I say our keyword is we must always be very, very, keep on learning, never give up our expertise, because in these industries, you find out our industry is like through years and years, no need to talk years, huh? Maybe months to months suddenly have new things. Like IBS also has new thing. Just one particular item, you know, you haven't talked about other part of the materials, you know. So you learn all these new things, new product, new things offered to architects to put into your design. And this AI cannot catch up. They're only waiting for you to give me. Then only I know. That kind of things, you know. So you keep on learning, and then of course you give it to him, you know. But remember, you are the one who make decision. You are the one that creating the creativities, and also it's all come from our brain. They cannot function like human anyway. You know, machine have no heart. Humans have heart. We can make decisions. Decisions is based on then we talk to the client, humans to human. You understand what they want, what they need. Sometimes the client don't want to say, but you can sense it. He wants something. Then after that, you do a little bit like that. Actually, yeah, you hit the spot. This is actually what he wants. But machine cannot detect this kind of things, you know. They don't even, you angry girl, you sad girl, whatever, they don't know. You just have to say, I am sad. Yeah, I told you, I tried to say, I am sad today. I am because of what, you must tell them because of what. You cannot sad due to what. They only can reply, they also very smart. They answer you generally. Oh, don't worry, everything will look very okay. They don't know what's your problem, but you say sad ma. So I just give you something to console you lor. But if you say, I am sad because of this, and then this, so the more clearer the instruction or the more detailed information you give it to this thing, he will actually respond to you in much more detail. So you cannot compete. Today you don't feed information, but other people will feed in for them already. Just like simple GPS, you already, how can GPS know everything? How can Google know everything? Because we put everything, it's not from us. Everybody from around the world, plus the creators, they are so smart and they are not one creators, they are a lot of group of intelligent people put in all the information, so we cannot fight them. Cannot. If you don't believe, you ask Google everything, it also tell you. Now chat GPT also can do everything for you, No, I don't want this to change a bit. They will, again, very fast. So you cannot compete. So that if you cannot compete, then I use you lah. Mesti kalah while I compete with them. So then I use you, I know what I want, then I put in my instruction, what I want, everything you produce to me, then fastest my job. So that I can save my time to do other more valuable things. Humans, our time every time ticking, it's not the clock ticking, it's our life and energies, So we have so much valuable things to do for our life. So you don't waste time going and fear this kind of piece of machine, it's not worth that to me.
Yeah. You want to add anything, Hafiz? No. Nak add ke? Tak nak. All right. Any more questions from the floor? All right.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning. My name is Lokman. I'm an architect. First of all, I wish to say thank you very much to Hafiz and ARLs. I think it's a wonderful talk. It's a very stimulating and thought-provoking lectures, because I think we've been talking about the AI, but we have never really, especially myself, I've not really delved into it and looked at it seriously. But what you have presented to us is quite an interesting approach, because the way I look at it, the technology will always change. It will improve, just like what we had before. I mean, if you have a phone, last time you used to have your watch, camera, everything. Now everything is in a phone. So the technology will move on. But ultimately, it's how do you use the technology to facilitate your business and also the work that you do. But I think this is where AI become very, very crucial, because you can get a lot of information that you have never got it before. And the computer can do the research for you. So the way I look at it, when you talk about, I think number one as an architect, because we are a service provider. So if you can, ultimately, how you generate more fees from the services. So if, I think there are two things that you can do, just like what ARLs were talking about. If you have a small outfit, you don't have to have many manpower, because everything can be done by the computer. But the most important thing is to have the database. With the database, then the system can take care of it. Number two, you can provide extra services if you do research and provide to the client the best ways to produce solutions, because ultimately it's about presenting solutions. Now, architect is best at doing that. Now, what is the problem with the profession, especially with us? To me, the problem is not us. The problem is not the project. The problem is managing the parties that you are involved in. Because you do not have any control with the client, you do not have any control with your consultants, the authorities. There are many, many elements beyond your control. These are the elements that make it difficult. If you look at what Alice has done before, if you have a client that agrees with you, the methodology for the project, I want this building, but I already have my own contractor, they know the construction process, they know the material, they know the output, right? So if you put this in a package, and you've got your team with you, you got your QS and many ECNS, and they are in your team, they are not independent parties, you can do your job well. Because you know what is the best for the client. You can save money for them. But this is where I think AI can be the, because my own experience personally, doing building is one thing. Saving money is one thing. Having an efficient building, green building, saving electricity and so on, you can do that. But ultimately, how do you use the building? Meaning that you have to have a manual. How do you maintain the building after the building is completed? But this is where AI can help. If you've got the database, you've got the manual, for them to operate the building, you can predict the power consumption for the building and so on. So there are many, many ways that AI can help us. But as you said, just like your phone, you got to know how to use it. But you have to have that knowledge or engage someone simple. But ultimately to me, the best is to have, if you are doing a project, you have to have some kind of control in the project. So the client must trust you. But if your client gives you 7 different parties to work with and you don't have any control, and you cannot even control your many consultants, and you'll end up having a stumbling block, you cannot deliver. So, but as you said, we have all the technologies now. You've got the building system, you've got the IBS. But not everyone agrees with that. So that's where the process becomes difficult. But ultimately, to me, as an architect, after, I've been practicing for more than 30 years, the issue is always dealing with people. But ultimately, it's actually how do you generate fees from the services? We end up doing a lot more work, but no one is paying us for the additional work. We got the ideas, we got the experience, but we got to be in a position whereby we can charge our fees more, so it justifies our contribution because we got the knowledge. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Alice, you wanna?
That's the
take
part
that?
this is my personal recipe. Well, as I said, shared much earlier, during 2020 when the whole world worried about die issues by COVID, whatever, humans, nature is like, belum berlaku sudah worried. Why I want to worry this? I have no time to see things won't happen to me, I only see things that what will I do. So in terms of fees collections, I already work out formulas myself. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, you have to be very good to take jobs and also very good in terms of collect money. Yeah, but I would say that in terms of collection money, you see, the models of collections money is also depending on what is the skills of the companies, and then things also will be changed if you have sole proprietors and you have like 1, 2, 3 partners, or maybe your partners are growing more and more and become multidiscipline, whatever it is. It will be, because why I look at the trends like, yeah, the pandemics have changed, so you can see now the models of our industry have changed. It's no longer like last time architect pergi. Now you are relying on others to bring you over. So that's why, which is good, which I foreseen that. That's why I started to create a new collections fees of my own. And it works. So you see, how to get this fees generation in terms of money or everything is again based on us. I don't create because I don't come out this model because of AI. I've been observing everything, and then of course to do, you need to do a lot of things. Then in order for you to, your brain must have this information, then only you can come up with a formula. When you have this set of formula, of course when all these technologies coming in, you just key in, then they just help you to administrate. That's it. So then your job is like, yes, human managing, the robot cannot help you to manage. You still have to do that. You still have to handle your client. You still handle everyone in the construction. That is the part that's why I say don't have to worry your job will gone. They still need you. Humans feeling that kind of soft skill, AI cannot, because they are not trained. They don't know you're angry or what, they don't know. They can tell you, do salah, kena buat lagi. That's it, they can tell you like that. So, you see, that is the things that no matter how perfect the machine, as I said, they are heartless. We have heart. So we can do a lot of things by our human being. And remember that this creation is also come from human. It's just not come from us only. So you say how to manage our business, everything really it depends, because the same questions that some of my colleagues, others, they also ask me that, this. So I cannot give him a very, very accurate answer, because why? I said this module can work for you, but after a while, when your business grow, maybe your partners remain the same, but it could be affected for monetary, because when you start up, money belum ada banyak lagi mah. But why a lot of partners end up, I have to say very directly and frankly, a lot of things happen because of when you have this. Then this will lead humans, others, weakness come out. And these are the problems also, the main, I would say the majorities that create the broken or breakage, everything. So that's why when things, you have to think forwards that when everything is going very well, your business model have to change. Your business model definitely have to change. Otherwise, you will end up like divorce lah, whatever lah, with your partners, everything. That definitely will happen. Definitely will happen. It's human natures anyway. That's why I look at it. One of the good thing is if we collaborate with the machine won't do that to you. They will just obey you all the while. You see? So that's why I say it's very good for smaller companies like sole proprietors or whatever it is, because it's a lot easier to help you manage, so you don't have to waste too much time on that. But it also will help if you have a partnerships or you're bigger companies. It depends on how you put in the thing. So sometimes it's human and human interactions. There's no one solution for all. The solution will keep on coming based on the case-to-case and day-by-day the development of the company's business and also how your company grows. Sometimes you can be grow like to 200, 300 people, but sometimes you shrink down, it can be like 80 people. So that will be a different managing things already. So if this thing change, you have to also inform your machine so then they won't give you the same answer like you're having 300 people. They assume that you have 300 people because they cannot detect. You still have to tell them, you know. So these are more to humans already. Yeah, it's all to humans. So that's why I say we have to stay very alert. Not just be based on our experience, we are experienced enough, but we need to learn new skill. Then we have to learn how to digest it, analyze it, and come up with something. This is only we can do, you know. Not just doing design. That's why I come to business is very interesting also. Yeah.
Agree with Alice on this. Any more questions from the floor? Anybody? Oh, okay. Tak ada. So maybe one question to Encik Hafiz. Okay. I tanyalah sikit. Encik Hafiz, so like just a general question. So like with the evolving of construction technologies kan, how do you see the IBS system ni transform the construction landscape in the next decade maybe, you know, with the, how do you see this?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, so basically the way that I look at the IBS system as overall, actually it involves like Ellie's presentation, it involves during the design stage. I think that's very important and very crucial to maximize the saving on using IBS. Definitely it has to come during the design stage. But unfortunately, most of my project that I supply, it doesn't come that way, you know.
Halfway through,
It's only halfway through. So we cannot see I cannot see really the maximum benefits of using IBS. Because as UAC context, because we are quite straightforward, because we only have one components, we only have the wall. I think the most complicated, I believe, is most on the structure itself. We need the proper planning, coordination, and all these things. But personally, I believe IBS is the move way forward for our construction industry, because with the current situation that we have, I think that's one of the way that we should have to get our construction industry getting better lah. You know, because I think neighboring country now they are talking about PPVC, no more IBS. They're talking about modular, but then in Malaysia, I don't think is suitable at this moment. So we focus on what we have at this moment, low-hanging fruits first. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so basically it's, you want to add something?
Maybe I suggest to you. You see, actually, to me, IBS and modular is actually come together one. That's why we saw my slide, right? If your business can expand to that, it's actually much greater. But you see that's the reason why when we learn, like me, I will not just talk in this platform already. I will go every platforms to talk, because why? Through these platforms, right, we only can spread out what we think and what we have. So to other people's, because in our industry, it's not just architect, you have engineers and all this. They need to change. If we change orang, I tell you cannot work one, because also my own experience. In my past company, I learned this beam. Oh my God, it's only architect doing BIM and the rest are not doing. Oh my God. You're like talking to different wavelength of people. So no way. We already learned from that. And you know what? Malaysia, in fact, my previous company is the company that earliest using BIM system. 10 years, you know. Then only the engineers will come and catch up. So isn't it too slow? You say maybe 1 year, okay lah, boleh forgive you. 10 years, my God, this is Malaysian, man. So that's why I said, no way. So they said for this thing, we have to force it. We have to somehow share and spread all this thing. Make sure all this fella also eat good. Otherwise, we are like talking to wall, you know, like shock sendiri, then die. So same for his IBS system. I would say that maybe for his own business, that the IBS system and the modular system can go together. Because why? When we spread out and share with all these engineers, they are alert, they will change the attitude and patterns, right? Then you will enhance the IBS system. So next time, you can see the IBS system, the wall paneling is no longer square piece like that. They can be do anything. So then that's how modular system coming. You see, this one also cannot, your modular system even tough. Modular, just now everything is like already done, you know. So you also need all these peoples. Not just consultants, you know, but the people who install it, the contractors, subcontractors.
Yep.
So we are in the game of team. We are not in the game of individual. Building is a teamwork, definitely is a teamwork. So you cannot just improve yourself, but not to get other people to improve together. You must be do together one. Otherwise, it won't work. It won't work in Malaysia anyway. You know, if we keep this kind of mentalities.
Yeah. Yeah, agree. Like all architects, engineers, construction companies need to collaborate, right, to integrate this from the first stage. All right. The next question. Anybody? Oh, all right. Okay. Questions?
Hi, I'm Ajmal. I have a question for Encik Hafiz. For your product, right, the panels, is there like a data or coding for each of the panels? So for maintenance or services in the future, you have like a passport to replace these panels?
Maintenance.
Maintenance, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Because I'm not sure regarding the code that you mentioned just now, sorry. But then again, if you're asking me in terms of maintenance, because basically we treat similar like, you know, it's a wall, because maintain is more on the finishes lah, you know, on the paint itself. If your finishing is the paint lah, you know, probably, you know, it's about 5 years, 10 years, that's we always highlight to our customers. Because it's a cement base, the material itself is a cement base, you know, as a cement product, so maintenance is quite similar. Because we have done on our so-called this heat and rain test, all these tests, you know, yang related to all this maintenance. Memang we just focus the maintenance only the finishing part, because end of the day, if people asking us about the warranty, in fact nowadays we give up to 15 years on the product itself. Because memang I cakap actually we don't give the product warranty. The reason why, because we treat as infinity, you know, as long the structure is there, because we are non-load bearing, we depends on the structure. Structure is there, we are okay. Tapi since people asking us, because it's quite consider a new system or new product, kan? Orang nak confidence, so we just give to the market. We say our warranty is about 15 years. Tapi if you asking me the maintenance, because it's only on your finishing, depends on your finishing. Itu saja.
So you're saying like the maintenance of the material itself tak ada lah. I mean,
yes,
like we
it's a
won't
zero,
have any problems for like the solid wall panel or whatever.
Yes, basically I would say it's a zero maintenance. It's only your another layer of a finishing saja lah. We just to maintain on that.
Oh, okay. Wow, interesting.
Okay, for demolishing, because it's quite little bit different with the brick wall. Contoh brick wall, we have to do a hacking.
Yep.
But this panel system, we need to do cutting. We need to use the circular saw. We need to do a cutting. That's why I mentioned in my presentation. When we supply to this mall, you know, they do some renovation. When they cut, they can get the, you know, the block size, so they can reuse back. So in terms of recycle, though, we can get up to 50 to 60% balik. You know, in terms of the punya volume. That's why in terms of demolishing, though, I would say it's quite flexible. It's quite easy lah. It's not really that hard. Just use a proper tools, then you are okay with that.
Wow. Shit, wow. Okay. Hebat betul. Alright. Another question? Anyone from the floor? Okay, maybe one question to Alice. Alice, just a question like because you're the expert also in sustainability. Just want to see what do you foresee the emerging trends in architecture punya landscape in this few years, you know, regarding to the sustainability punya.
Okay, sustainable is definitely the futures already. You see, I start to involve in green like, how old is GBI now? It's about like 13, 14 years, right?
Yeah.
I just late joined 1 year only. But at that time, I already see that's the future. You see how fast I join things. Now everybody's talk about that. Now everybody start to learn. See, that's the thing. It's true. The whole entire world is talking about that, and they force all industry, including building industry, because our construction industry contribute 1/3 of the carbon emissions. So to achieve the world targets, it's not about Malaysian target. Many countries have signed the agreement. Every year they have they call it COP, in the short form COP23, COP21, whatever. It's anyway started from Paris Agreement. So they force everybody's because why? First is global warming. Secondly, now is talking about climate change. Then after that, you see drastic climate change. Yeah. When you can see it again is during pandemic. You see a lot of things happens. I don't know, you guys sensitive alert to observe. Beside then, how many people die today? What's the numbers? Where is it? All this. So I see the environment changes immediately without humans. Immediately, a lot of things change. The weather's change, everything, then, everything unpredictable. You cannot predict things anymore. Even our traffic flows also, you cannot predict anymore now. So, yes, definitely, because everybody talk about SDG, now Malaysian also push for ESG, whatever G, whatever S, is the game. And the target is really to cut down or sustain the global temperature sustainer, I'm talking by 1.5 degrees Celsius, not to increase another 0.5 or 1 Celsius. I'm talking globally, because why? If you increase by that, your sea level increase, everything gone, then more disasters coming in. So how, of course, you use humans to control is very difficult. Everybody signs That's why you see, why suddenly this authority asks you to do calculation for that. That authority impose this immediately, whether they know or not. I also need, but they put it to us again. So I look at it like, I know where it's come from. Actually, I know it's come from because they all signed already. They say by 2030, Malaysia gonna cut carbon footprint by how many? Then by 2050, the whole world try to get zero carbon emission. But actually now already got 2 countries zero. One is Bhutan, because people has been keeping their things very good. That's why people immediately score the points already. So you see, when we have this kind of thing, and it's definitely a futures, it's definitely our futures. Because why? Global warming creates, or I would say relate and lead to climate change. And climate change, again, because people keep on doing, and that's the drastic climate change. So things don't happen in one day, one night. It happens from years. So it is impossible to put the climate change back to no. Because you've done it, humans has done it so many years already. The earth need to recover. So that's why we say that when with all the intelligence systems, intelligence, whatever construction, you name it, how intelligent building, whatever it is, it helps. It's proven it's help true, because we are not talking about this year only. We're talking, we monitors all these things. It does help. It does actually cut down certain percentage of the low carbon emissions. Not just from Malaysia, from other countries also. But we also have to think of other neighboring country which is actually started to develop. They also create carbon. As long as country develop, they are actually create carbon emissions. So that's why certain countries, they are not so developed, you start to worry already. How this fellow is going to help them? Like we are developed, we know how to use it. Actually, to share, Malaysia is just 1 or half step behind Singapore only. Actually, we are very okay, compared with the rest of the country. We are even sometimes better than Hong Kong. They will also, hey, can you share your report, whatever? Yeah. That's why Malaysia is not as what we think like that. Actually, our professional people means we are actually quite okay. We promote our things very fast, and we really do that, and we share. So we're helping each other. So in this world, it's nothing like cannot be shared. It's everything be shared. Only sharing, then only everybody can doing that. So yes, I would say yes. Sustainable or SDGs or ESG or NUA, whatever you call it, as long as relate to sustainable, yes. Because why? Well-being, health-being, everything is part of it. And your building here is talking about the IAQ, indoor air quality. There is a course, I have a neighbor, engineer, he told me he went to US, purposely take this professor or mastering in this course, study really details about the indoor air quality, about human health, well-being, everything. So it's more detailed because we are focusing on building. He's more focusing on the indoor things, So you see, That's why a lot of courses you can see. Last time in your time, the other one, now you see all come, everything. So a lot, now a lot of centers all coming. That's why I tell you to share a bit. Yeah. Then later I say, it's also part of business, man. No, I share this one. It's like asking you guys come and share the cakes with me. No, the direction now you can see is going towards there. So you know where to find it. Our direction is toward that. Our business, because we do everything. So if you follow the flows, then that's the right path. If not, you seriously look at around Malaysia development, then you can see already the project styles. Last time don't have, now suddenly have, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the answer.
Go green light for the future. Right. All right. Last question. Anybody? All right. Okay, tak ada. Then, all right lah. Okay. So on behalf of PAM and UAC Berhad, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Architect Alice and Mr. Muhammad Hafiz for their valuable contributions today. And to all attendees, thank you very, very much for your participation.